Okay. Hi, everybody. Take two. Welcome to the Clo-Rogan Experience, episode 2. We're back. I'm alive. Hello, everybody. I missed you. You're looking very cute today, everybody. Today we have a very special guest, the one and only Demonchuckle. He is here today to give us a wonderful talk. Chuckle, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's me. It's me. Oh my goodness. Well, gosh. There's always something about getting on to stream that always feels like it's just the first time. Oh, so yeah. So I am Demonchuckle. I am a I was I was just about to say pre-debut VTuber, but that's not true. I am a dark magical boy VTuber, programmer, and I guess game developer. It, there's a lot of things. So
So many.
okay. Relax.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. I am. I'm a programmer. I'm a indie game developer and dark magical boy.
All the best
The thing,
combos.
the thing about that is that it's also can be interpreted two ways. It could be interpreted as one person or two people, and that's the trick.
Mm.
That's the little secret of the stream. Kind of just playing two characters.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I can go on, but
Yeah,
fall back to
let's
you.
let's jump right into it. Let's just jump right into it. So you gave us a little bit about yourself. You told us a little bit about who you were. Um Even Chuckle has just what was this 2 weeks ago now?
Yes, it
Oh
was
my gosh.
June 4th. That was the debut,
It
the
went
the big day.
it came so quick. I feel like it was literally just the other day
I
that
feel like it's been that and ages at the same time.
how
It's so strange.
how
Like
many times have you streamed since debut?
uh okay, technically 3, but really 2 because I started stream and I realized I was late for something and I had to go.
Oh, I saw that tweet.
Yes, yes. I just started stream and I got I got the news about a friend's baby shower and I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
It's okay. I mean, that kind of literally happened to me. Like, spoiler. This collab was gonna happen. Like, what was it last weekend?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. It was
Yeah,
last weekend.
and then we had to move it back just because of like time stuff. But I kind of had a similar thing happen where, um, my little sister, her last day of high school came around, and I was like, oh, summer is already here. We went and celebrated. Very cute.
Nice. Nice. Uh let's see. Let's see.
So, oh, also another thing, chat. If you guys have any questions for Demonchuckle, things that you've wanted to know about. What is it? All right then. Thanks for the sub. It's weird because I'm literally talking to you directly. um,
Nice.
but if you guys have any questions for Demonchuckle at all, feel free to put them in the chat because I'll try to be reading chat like while we're talking too. You guys are not. You guys are just as much a part of this as I am and Chuckle is. So yeah, you have.
Nice.
Oh, Vinci, thank you for the sub. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, okay. Now Thank you for gifting a sub too. The hell. I appreciate you.
Beautiful.
So, Chuckle.
Yes.
You told us a little bit about yourself. You told us a little bit about how you just debuted. I just want to get in there and ask you just a couple of personal fun questions before we dive into the debut stuff.
Sure.
Um,
Let's get on.
Awesome.
Because I know we have a lot of talking to do. We actually did quite a bit of talking last night, just as a practice, and then we had a blast. So, oh gosh,
It was
it
very fun.
we may be starting a little bit awkward here, but we will get into the flow. We're
Yes.
just kind of like we're. It's not that we can't talk or we're nervous about talking. It's that we're holding back. That's the
Literally,
truth, chat. We're holding back.
it's true, honestly. Like, I feel like I don't want to just jump into all the big stuff. I feel like I need to ease into it. I need to ease you in. So, the first question I had on my list, Demonchuckle, you are a game dev. How many games have you made? How,
Mm,
and would you say that some of your early games or some of your later games are better than your early ones? Like, what were your early ones like?
well, okay. Let's see. Let me first just take a look right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh yeah, I think there was a sixth one. So if we got my itch.io, here's my itch.io. It's like barely worked on. Can I drop that into
Yes.
the, yes, I'll just drop it right here in the chat. There
Throw
we
it
go.
in.
So I have I made about 6 games. The first game I made was really, I didn't even code it. I just kind of just knew about programming when I first started. It's not even on this list. And I just went for it. And I was really surprised that we got minimal product viability. After that, though, I got into Toho fan jams. Always wanted to join them.
Hoo-hoos.
Toho.
We love a good
So
two-hoo.
yeah. So the later games are actually probably not as good as the first few games. And when I mean the first few, just Pirates of Tokyo. Pirates of Tokyo was the one. It's the best one.
Mm.
The other stuff was really just me experimenting. I wanted to really just test myself. So the first game was like, well, let's see. The first game I did was a third person like top down shooter, like a defense game.
Mm.
And it was programmed by other people, but I was the director because they're like, what do we do? And then it's like, anyone have an idea? It's like, we should pick this idea because it's the most viable. It's the best thing we can do. It's
Mm.
easy conceptually and it's scalable. And like we can have 100 monsters or one. It doesn't matter. We just make the systems and then we add the variables, the uniqueness afterwards.
Mm.
Just something that was development wise easy. Then I decided to go completely in the opposite direction for my first game, a visual novel. And that was
Cool.
Pirates of Tokyo, which I think is my proudest product because it's no longer a like an indie game. It's a full on game. Wait, when I mean indie game, it's a full on indie game, not like a fan game that was half done.
Mm.
It's complete a proud work.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, and that was for like Pride Jam, like the first Toho Pride Jam. And that's an experience of itself.
What
Um
is that?
it was like a Pride LGBTQ plus Pride theme, but also like identity Pride as a overarching theme. And I wanted to dive into the concept because at the time, mm, I was a different person and I had I had an attitude towards LGBT and pride. I mean, it wasn't negative. It was just like Well, I think I'll be up front. I was like, ugh, shoving it down my throat. That kind of
Oh.
idea. Yeah. And then I was like, maybe one day I'll make a game like that. Actually tackle the project, the concept, and go through it as a way to understand myself and my relationship to the community. And then right that month, they're like, okay, this is the theme, Pride. I was like, perfect, let's go. Let's go. And I talked with the writers and we came up with a topic to just go off of. We got first place for storytelling and it was brilliant. It was amazing. Thank you, Denchi. The artist is right there. He's a great artist. He doesn't do as much art anymore, but he has a Pixiv. It's a great guy.
Hmm. I have not
Um,
yet played your game, but I need to because you literally you during my big donation charity stream last November now, I said that people who donated a certain amount of money got to pick a game for me to play. And you picked your game, Pirates
that's
Against
right.
Tokyo. And I need to play it. I
I
want
look
to
forward to
play
seeing you
it.
play it. hmm I actually just the other day, actually, yeah, 2 days ago, someone was playing my game and they
Oh.
loved it. It was an emotional, beautiful experience. Some
Aw.
people don't really expect that it ends up being in a very strong emotional experience because it doesn't really present itself that way and doesn't really even advertise itself that way. It barely does, but it really is an exploration of identity and self-discovery and a relationship to other people. That's it though. The other games were much more mechanical in design. We have two first-person shooters. One of them was more like a Danmaku experiment, and the other one was focusing on a singular boss fight, like a boss-oriented FPS game.
Like Dark Souls?
Kinda like that, yes. There are very few, FPS games that are oriented towards boss fights or even have good boss fights at all. Most of them are garbage because the mechanics aren't really designed around finding a boss. Yeah,
I
especially with, like, hit scan weapons. So if the boss has hit scan, you're just playing peekaboo with a big bullet sponge.
You'll have to forgive me because I'm not a gamer. I'm not like a good
You're a
gamer.
gamer, come on.
What is hit scan? What does that
Okay,
mean?
so hit scan, what it means so you know what a projectile is, right?
Yes.
It's an object that moves through space. Now, a hit scan is you scan an area, and what you are scanning, you hit. So, basically, in well, for an FPS game specifically, bullets aren't really bullets, they're basically just lasers. So, it makes a laser line towards whatever you're pointing at, and when you pull the trigger, it just immediately, instantaneously registers the other end as a bullet hit.
Oh.
Now, there are even combinations of the two in which, like, the bullet spawns after a certain range. So, that way you have, bullet physics over long ranges that, like, arc by gravity and move by wind. But after that, though, usually in close range, it's just like a laser because, like, forces of gravity that aren't really gonna affect it.
Hmm. So, if I'm understanding right, would a character did you play Overwatch at all?
Yes, I did
Oh,
quite a lot, and
okay.
I also regretted it. I mean, it's still fun, but it's like, mm, there are games that are just kinda designed to just get you sucked in,
Yes.
and you can play a game that you hate. It's funny. And, like, I'm playing this game, I'm having fun, but you hate it more than have fun. So it's a toxic relationship because they designed the
League.
game to Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example. Like I played League. I was like, I get why people like it, but I also get why people like go absolutely fucking bonkers.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I played a little bit of League too, and for a while I was really into it, but I think it's just because I had friends that were into it. Because whenever I tried to play by myself, I was like, oh, I mean this is fun, but
The grind fest.
yes, exactly. Oh wait, I was gonna ask would a character an example of a character with hit scan be like Symmetra?
I think Symmetra had quite a lot of reworks. So you mean when she makes that like straight laser beam?
Yeah, and it like latches onto you.
Um, that's a little bit different.
Oh.
That's new. So the way it latches on, it's probably oh gosh, I'm not really sure. I would have to think about it.
Hmm.
A better example would be like Diva's miniguns. That's hit scan.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I used to play so much Diva. She was like my main before I became a basic girl Mercy main. I
Yeah.
loved over.
I think the only game that's on my list that I wish wasn't there anymore was World Eater. Um, we had a little bit of ambition. I got a little over ambitious. We had great assets. We couldn't put them in. It's a mistake. I'm just leaving it there to own it up to the mistake, and maybe one day I'll just remove it. I don't know. Um, just don't play World
Reboot.
Eater with great expectations. It's a browser game though. So
Oh.
so yeah, that was one thing I wanted to do. So I had these like personal challenges. I wanted I want a boss-based FPS game. I wanted a object movement-based FPS game, which is run and gun. Then we got World Eater, which was just a browser game. That was really the goal. But it's a disaster. And then my last game is Toho Reijukan, virtual responsive to reality. It's a VR game, and that's
Oh.
I actually my first few streams ever was developing that game. Ironically, also one of my first followers added their music to the game.
Oh.
It's like a the game is pretty much a sandbox, and you're just kind of crashing a party. I just wanted to get the stuff rolling. I want to make a VR game, and we did. It was a success. There's quite a bit of potential for it. Can you hear the music? I don't have it on hand. I don't think we have it on hand. We have it should be available in the video. But let me just drop this in the link in case you want to try it out. I believe there is potential for it, but I don't think I'll ever go back to it.
No, I mean,
I have, there is a good chance for me to go back to it and take the things I learned, take some of the code back, and recycle it into new projects.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of relate in a way because I do this with art. Like, I'll draw something and I'll be like, this is okay, but I actually don't like a whole lot of this part. And then I'll come back to it like a month later. I'll be like, I'm gonna take some of this and then make it not doo-doo ass.
Yeah. Honestly, if anyone wants like the code and stuff, wait, where is the code? Oh no, it's on the other computer. Well,
Other computer.
if someone want, I have two computers.
Hackermans.
Yeah.
One of them is your dark web computer.
I'm gonna just say no on that. I mean, I could say like, yeah, sure, but I mean,
one of them is the cursed computer of the Haunted, I don't know. I
It is kind
tried.
of cursed. I will say that. It's much older. There's definitely a use for it. I just need to actually set it up since I moved, so I haven't used it. And I bought a whole new... do you name your computers? Because I name mine computers.
I don't name my computers, but I name my phones.
So the computer I'm using right now is called Crystal.
Aww.
It used to be Cinderella.
That is so cute. That is so cute. What's your old one's name?
It was Tachanka.
Huh?
Tachanka.
Pachanka?
Tachanka, like from Rainbow Six. Okay, you don't know. Let me take a look. Oh, let's see. Tachanka. Well, there's no reason for me to go ahead and reference Rainbow Six, but that was the name that came to my head. So a Tachanka is a horse-drawn machine gun. That's what it is. So it was my first big computer. It was the first computer I ever built, and I'm like, this thing's huge. What should I name it? I need something cool. Tachanka, because I play Rainbow Six Siege, and I play Tachanka, but also it kind of fits because it's gonna be my gaming computer, and I'm gonna play FPS games, and it's big, and I don't like carrying it because it's big and heavy.
That's fair. That's fair. I played a tiny bit of that game, and I was very bad at it. Bad as in, like, notorious for team killing, but not on purpose. Like, just genuine, like, I need to shoot. Like, I'm so bad at shooting. I need to shoot the first person I see, and oftentimes that was a teammate.
You know, I mean, perhaps wait. So you actually have the game?
I do. I have it. I haven't updated or played it in... God. Let me check Steam. Now I'm actually curious when the last time I played this game was. Rainbow. The last time I played this game was June 14th of 2018.
Whoa. Well, there's quite a lot of changes. We should play together and like screw up together and make mistakes together.
It'd
be great.
Literally, I think
we should try it off stream at least.
Yes, I was gonna say that would be very bad because maybe that's what we can collab on your channel and we'll play Rainbow Six.
I also suck at it.
Oh, that's even better.
I mean, there's a whole lot of meta. There's a whole lot to learn. There's a lot of... Well, I actually got it when it first came out. And I was terrible. And the game was... And I left, then I came back, and all the things that I hated about the game became a primary feature. It was like, I hate peak advantage. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're holding on the fort, why should the person who's peeking and taking a shot get like a millisecond more advantage? And then I realized that if you just accept that and roll with it, everything that made the game janky and the community just took it in and ran with it, suddenly the thing that annoyed me was cool. And I was like, hey, let me go ahead and actually try it. And just, it's surprising for a game that prides or sets itself up for really bunkering down and having a defense. Being a little more aggressive changes things. It's sort of a strange case in which the things that don't work in a game, and if it was presented that way as a glitch or an error, suddenly become mainstream. The last time I seen something like that was like, I know there's more games that had things like this, but like Quake 3 with what do you call it? You got rocket jumping, and then you got strafe jump. Yes, straight jumping. Yes, So you can go ridiculous speeds in that game by jumping and then like moving at an angle and then jumping again, and then you just keep doing that. It's completely unnatural, unintuitive to most FPS games, but you zip around going from walking, like running or sprinting pace to like 60 miles an hour. No joke.
60?
Okay, I don't know what the upper limit is, but you can go really fast. Like impossible human speeds.
I've seen a little bit of gameplay footage from Quake. I don't think it was Quake 3. It was like an older one. But literally, it looked so insane. Like, everybody who plays that game, I swear to God, like, they'll max out their field of view. And they jump around like they're a crack addict. It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. But it's not the way that it was really intended to be played.
Really? Like,
yeah.
It was just...
It was just supposed to be played like a normal FPS game. But the community found that there are physics elements that are involved. So there was no upper limit in speed, and there was a slight boost in movement. Basically, that way of playing was just exploiting the physics engine. Like, I'll give you a simple example of something that I do all the time in my favorite game, Doom, classic Doom. So moving forward or moving left to right, they are actually taken as separate inputs. So when you press for like moving forward and back is just one, it's one input. Left and right is another. When you press forward and right or left, it takes in both inputs and doubles them. So your diagonal speed is always faster than one, like forward, back, left, and right. So I always play the game like constantly moving at an angle, which is really weird when you play on a controller, because it's like the speed changes as you're moving around, because it's still using the same like physics. But something like that's a reason why what's it called, the jank starts becoming a brand identity.
Interesting.
Holy shit, we got off topic.
Wait.
But
Yeno says John Carmack hated bunny jumping. Who is John Carmack and what is bunny jumping?
John Carmack is the developer of Doom, Quake. I think that was the last game he worked on. I mean, there's also another John. Wait, no, I'm sorry, I got it mixed up. There's John Romero. He was from, he did Doom, Wolfenstein, and then Quake. And then he left. But John Carmack is the genius that stayed around for, I think, all the way until Rage, until like, I think the 2000 something. Then he went to Oculus. But that said, yeah, he did. So, guy who started like the first person video game genre started working for Oculus.
Wow.
And I think he's doing like rocket cars now for fun.
Rocket cars? That's rad.
Maybe. That's the last time I heard.
A legend.
I wasn't quite, I don't know if he hated bunny jumping, but you know, developers have their own philosophies on games.
That said, I'm gonna put us onto a question before we go into a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Oh, okay. So here's a question for you. Before we jump in, I have one more.
I just realized I did not answer the question about bunny jumping. It's just basically running around jumping.
Oh.
And just always jump. You just boop, 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 dancing all the time, just so you don't get hit. Okay, sorry, move on.
We're gonna bunny hop the entire rest of the podcast. We're just gonna vibrate. I love bunny hopping. I love bunny hopping.
Hold on, I think I got something. Hold up. There we go.
There, cute. I'm getting speed. I'm getting speed.
I'm not even sweating.
Not even sweating. This ain't any big deal. It's fine.
Okay, I'm stopping this. It's distracting me.
Okay, so one more personal question, or at least non-debut related personal question. What did you do before you were a VTuber? Tell us a little bit about how you got into streaming.
Game jams.
Game jams?
I was into game jams.
What's game jam?
So all the games I've made were through game jams, which were basically, think of band jams. Like, you just think of like a band where you call or you connect to other mates or people who play different instruments, and you're like, yo, hey, let's go ahead and make a game together. Let's make a song. We just go. There's a time limit. A game jam is sort of like a contest to make a video game with limited time frame and a constraint and a focus.
Interesting. So how did you go from game jams to stream? Did you stream like working on the game, or?
So I was working on a game, and let's see, what was it? I wanted to test my abilities, trying out these different genres and stuff, but I also wanted to build a connection. Like, I wanted to be like a big game developer. I mean, I haven't let that go in some way, but it was like, how do I connect to an audience? How do I keep up with them? I'm working on something. How do I keep them engaged? Because I would spend days, weeks, months, like, reworking, doing edits. How do I get help? How do I get people's opinions and just play the game? And down the line, I thought, well, I could just stream. Like, I can work, like, people might be interested in seeing me work on the game and try to make it like better. Maybe people might say, hey, I really believe this idea. I'll give you money. And then down the line, I was like, I'm on Twitch. I'm seeing VTubers. But I don't think that really explains how I got into VTubers. It's more of my explanation on how I got into streaming.
What kind of things did you stream before? Like before? Yeah.
It was like just like a few. I just like 1 or 2 streams. Maybe, I know it's less than a dozen. Maybe even less than 6. Actually, might even just be about as high as 4 only. So now that I think about it, it was just me working on the game, and then something happened in my personal life I'm not going to get into, but I was miserable, and I decided I would like draw on that particular day. Everything, like, I broke my hand, so I'll just say I was angry enough to break my hand. So yeah.
Is your hand okay now? Like, did it heal?
Yes, it's healed. I mean, it's a little, I broke something, but it's healed. So it's a little twingy, but it's much better. I can now use it as if it was normal. Sometimes I go, ouch, ooh, what the fuck? And then it's gone. No problem.
That's good.
Yeah. But that said, I was working on I was drawing, and then people started following, and then actually, so it's gonna get a little spicy here. I was having a dispute with one of my teammates, and I fired him a while ago, but he was still in connection with other teammates, and he was harassing them. I wasn't aware that he was harassing. I was just like, hey, you want to talk to her? yeah, let me go ahead and just try to figure this out. Let me try to figure out what's going on. Let me hear her side. When I got her side of the story, I was like, there is a serious miscommunication here. And I guess in a sense, I made a mistake to resolve it. And I got a note, or I got a message from him that scared me. And I realized I became a target. And I was worried about, how am I gonna, like, maybe I can make a new identity. VTubing. That's curious. Let me just play with an avatar. But it was at that point I still wasn't inspired to be VTuber. I was just using VTuber as a tool for something to make me more comfortable trying to promote myself. So yeah, there's that.
Who do you think you talked a little bit about this? Actually, you talked a decent amount about this during your debut stream, but I'd love to hear you talk about VTubers that inspire you, and like, what are some things that you strive for, like while you're streaming? Like, what kind of emotions or feelings do you want to evoke from people that you've seen other streamers that you really like do?
Whoa. Okay.
Is that a big question? I'm sorry.
It's actually a big question, but it's a good question. I like it. And oh gosh, where to start? So I mentioned Congo VT and Lily Hops. I also mentioned Iron Mouse and Yanners. So I think I'll start from the top because of that list, which was Iron Mouse and Yanners. And I mean that list because that was the one that was shown in the debut. So, actually, no. We'll go with Congo VT and then Lily Hops, because that will explain a bit of my inspiration, and then the other two would be more my direction. So, Congo VT is just he's an immortal ninja, and he's just rocks. He's in character. He's larger than life. And he plays it very well, and he creates a great theme, and he teaches his kondeshi, the chat on stream, giving lots of good advice, things I've taken into my own. But wait, hold on, need to collect my thoughts, my words. So yes. He was very good at playing his character, and I saw how he worked with it, and I liked it, and how he was able to keep a full circle of that theme throughout. A lot of it is like, is it just Congo, the VTuber, or is it Congo, the streamer? And they're pretty much the same person, so that's why it's so seamless.
Interesting.
And then there is Lily Hops. Lily Hops is amazing. Her, what is it called? It's she kind of rolls with the idol idea of always being in character, even off stream. But I think she's been holding off on that, or she doesn't do as much anymore. But there's kayfabe involved. What's that? Legit. Oh, so. Have you seen John Cena?
Yes.
No, you haven't.
What?
Because he's invisible. He's moved too fast.
What? What?
That's kayfabe.
What?
So, the fans are in on it. He's in on it. Media's in on it. Or at least anyone who knows enough about wrestling would know about John Cena being invisible and how fast he moves. And if you ask them in serious, they will tell you, no, you haven't. He's too fast. He's invisible. Or like there's like memes where it's like, I'm having an interview with literally just the air and nobody's around. Like, do I need to pull up an example?
If you could, I'm having a difficult time comprehending. I need an example.
Okay, hold up.
And while you're looking for an example, quick shout outs to Koala for the raid, iTech Remix for the follow, Koala for the sub, and also Zelos for the sub. 45 months. You're insane. And I love you. I'll do a big reading of all the people who sub and followed and stuff at the end of the stream. I'm not ignoring you if I don't say it.
Reporter John Cena. I'll give you an image. We'll just drop it right here. But I'll give you a video. Yes, it's from Bing. I know it's from Bing.
Oh God.
Let me go ahead and pull up a video.
I just met John Cena at Target. Why didn't you take a picture with him?
There's I think another video. Let me watch the whole thing real quick. Wait, I think this person literally just didn't notice him. I can't tell if they didn't notice him or they're actually playing along. Let's go ahead and drop this. So, like, news reporter just moves past him and doesn't even notice him. I mean, it's a whole meme. But the general idea is that so wrestlers play characters. Those characters persist off stage.
Huh. So that's kind of how a
That's kayfabe.
That's so an example would be like what would be an example of that you could put into VTubers?
Pekoro's a good example. Although, like how she brought her mom onto the stream, but it's like she ends every phrase with Peko, but she had to like reiterate to her mom that she needs to say that as well, and the mom would forget, and she's like, "Okasan, Peko, you need to like, you need to say Peko at the end of every like sentence," and she's like, "Nani Peko." Or something like that.
Wait, that's actually like super cute though. Oh, wait.
It was super cute.
So would an example be... Actually, I don't even know if this is true or not. Am I gonna sound like an idiot if I ask this question?
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking about this and thinking about Lily Hops, and she has quite a few things like that, but there's sometimes where I can't tell if she's in character or not. Like, she talks about her older brother. Like, she has, like, the whole big bro thing. And I wonder how much of that... Exactly! Like, does she really have a big bro, or is that part of her thing?
Well...
Does anyone really know?
There's no real answer to that. There really isn't. And I think Lily wants to keep it that way.
Yeah.
And you gotta respect that.
Although, I agree.
I don't think it's really... So the part that really blew my mind about Lily was that I was like, oh, this is like a woman playing as a kid. That's cute. Nice. And then I was like, wait a minute. What if actual kid? What the? And then I was like, wait a second. And this was like right before like the ASMR stream, her first ASMR stream. I was like, what's going on here? What's really happening? Because right before that stream, she was playing a scary game and she like cussed a few times. And then she joked that she was like, this was a 18 plus stream now. And then chat was laughing. I was like, yeah, I get you. And then someone else in chat saw her cuss. And I was like, don't worry, man. It's an 18 plus stream today. And then another chatter was like, comes on, like, ats me. He's like, Demonchuckle. It always has been. I was like, huh? So I checked the rules. I was like, oh shit, it's actually 18 plus. Wait a second, why? That's overkill. Why? What? I don't understand. What?
It's because of the cute kisses. 18 plus. She doesn't kiss minors. No minors get smoochies.
So, yeah, it was really, so that tripped me up. Like, eventually, like, after just watching enough times, context, I figured it out.
Mm.
But there's kayfabe. And also, it didn't really help that, like, I saw her during the pandemic. Like, it is feasible that an ambiguously aged, like, kid between the age of 13 and 21 could be streaming on Twitch during her off time because she can't go to school because there's a pandemic, which is why she streams every day. And because all school's all messed up and all, you know, homework and things, she's smart, so she probably got it done all her way. You know, maybe she doesn't have a whole lot of friends, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, all kinds of reasons. Like, this is believable, which is why I kind of believed it for a little while.
No, I did too! I legit thought, like, I was like, how does she talk? Like, I feel like if I talk to people...
There's enough people to have a voice. There's enough people in the world to have a voice like that.
Okay, I'm so glad that you're saying this because there were so many times where I was like, is she for real? What is going on? Like, is everybody playing along? Does everybody think that she's really like this? Like, she's incredibly smart.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way that she's an actual child. She's incredibly smart.
It was quite the revelation. I was like, wait, me, and then her, us, all of us. It was like that. It was overwhelming. I was like, so that blew my mind about, like, staying in character, like being in character. And I wanted that. I wanted to taste of that. I wanted a taste of that, like, kayfabe. I was like, how am I gonna do that? Which kind of explains a little bit about me and my debut and my VTuber and a relationship I have. And there's a good dash of meta into it. Like a big handful. It's not all meta, but it's a big handful of it. That's all I'll say.
Your debut was definitely... I said this, I think in a tweet or somewhere. I said something, and it was a very kind of a bold statement, but I genuinely believe it, and I also just want to reiterate it to you directly. Your debut was quite literally the most interesting, unique VTuber debut I've, like, ever seen. Like, if you guys have not seen Demonchuckle's debut, you should seriously, like, go watch it. Even if you're just kind of skimming through some parts, like, I promise you...
You're gonna ask questions.
Yeah, like, you're gonna be drawn in. Like, honestly, this is just, me being totally honest. There's a lot of times where I turn streams on, and I just kind of have it going in the background, and... it's not that I'm not paying attention, but I'm not, like, actively chatting, or sometimes I'll miss a funny thing that happened. And part of me was like, oh, I wonder if Chuckle's stream will be like this. But literally, my eyes were, like, I was not doing anything else while I was watching. I was literally just watching your debut, because I was like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Oh, Denchi's asking, what was the debut like? Please explain. Could you...
What was it?
Could you give us, like, a brief... explanation of why your debut, what was your debut? What's the deal with it? Why is it so epic?
Well, okay. So I think I would need to spoil a little bit. I already mentioned I'm a magical boy, so that part's done. But I think the big picture is that it's not a debut. It's a lore video. That's the truth.
That is the
It's a lore
truth.
video.
It's awesome. I've never seen anybody else have, like, you were so in character. Well, when you stream, you're always in character, at least for the most part. And this was like, imagine being in character for how long? Like 5, 6 hours?
7 hours.
7 hours. Imagine being in character for 7 hours, but not just being in character. Like you had, well,
it's a descent into being in character. It's like, well, I already mentioned the fourth wall. So another description, which is a little more descriptive, is that we create a setting and then we start building expectations. And also the fourth wall. And then we start breaking down the fourth wall, little by little by little, until it cracks. And what comes through is like a flood. And then when you're down and trying to swim, and it's a stormy day, light comes from the sky.
And there you have it.
Yeah. I'm keeping it on a more metaphorical level because we will get into much more detail.
Absolutely. I have a question, actually. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I have a question.
It's fine. I already forgot what I just thought about.
Well, there you go. My question is, so your debut, it obviously had I don't want to give too many spoilers. There probably will be a couple spoilers here and there, but I don't want to, like, I highly encourage you to go at least check out some of it if you can, you guys. Like, seriously. Yeah. But
yeah, don't just watch. I'll give another thing. Don't look at one thing and like sit there. Like, maybe check one thing per hour. Like, oh, we'll just look, maybe 2 minutes in this hour. Look for another 2 minutes in another hour. And when you see the differences that happen on stream, you're gonna ask yourself a few questions like, why is it that way? What happened? I need an answer. When did this happen? And when you see when, you still don't get an answer why. So you want to watch more. Because the why is later.
It's true. It's 100% true.
But to be perfectly fair, we will get into pretty much everything about it. It's gonna be quite a thing. The debut isn't just a debut. It wasn't just like a thing that happened. It's a product in of itself. And I will be fair. I want to milk it. I want to make maybe an episodic thing, maybe a few edits. I will put it on YouTube and stuff.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do, but I don't think it's ready to promote yet.
Okay.
There's nothing on there. It was just like a platform to put teasers on.
Gotcha. So my question, my first question about your debut, now that we're kind of diving into it, this is one that has been something I'm very curious about. So obviously, you scripted a general idea of how it was going to go, but I'm curious as to how much of it was scripted. Did you come up with actual, like, specific lines you wanted to say at some point? How did you organize and go about deciding, like, okay, when this happens, I'm gonna try and do this maybe? Or how much of it was like improv?
So I'd say pretty much the entire game was improv.
Oh.
But I rehearsed it. God, I must have played that game like 12 times.
12?
Like, must have. I've lost count how many times I played the levels and like replaying levels. It was I played it a lot of times, honestly. Wow. And I just rehearsed it. I just pretend that I was doing it in front of an audience and just talk to myself. I mean, I was just going back to my roots of streaming to literally nobody. The only thing I wasn't prepared was streaming with people. And unlike, I mean, I actually played the game on stream before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for like 1 level or 2 levels, right before Horror Struck, Devastation, right before things got really dark. And I was like, wait a second, this could be like, not like, I was playing it because I want to see if people knew about it. And I was just like trying to beat the game on its hardest difficulty, but because so few people knew about the game and were asking questions about it, I thought, wait a second, this is an opportunity. Like, I'm playing a game that is good enough to watch, but not enough people have played it to see where it's going. So the odds of a spoiler are actually quite low. Like, unlike games like Doki Doki Literature Club, you're gonna get people that already know about it. There's a very large group of people who know about the game and how it goes. And then there's Spec Ops. I think we didn't even mention the game. It's Spec Ops Online.
Yeah. I had never even heard of that game. I thought you were playing like Call of Duty or something. Like,
that's exactly what they want you to think.
Literally, I was just like watching, and there was a point where I actually had like to take a break because I was like, this is so heavy, and I genuinely feel like choked up. Like this is a lot.
We're gonna hold on that. We're gonna get in there pretty soon. So let's stick with this. We're gonna walk through the whole debut, aren't we?
Yes, or at least.
Okay.
Well,
I think at a certain point we'll just tell people that, hey, this is like everything that happens from here on for like the next 30 minutes or whatever, it's gonna be spoiler. So, and I think it's okay that we do that, even if it is a spoiler, because if people haven't, sometimes a spoiler is the thing that gets you into something.
That's so true. That's so true. That's like half the anime that I watch. Spoiler.
Oh man, like school days, I would never have cared had I not just like pulled up YouTube and like just saw the ending. I was like, what the fuck is this?
That was how I was with Higurashi, and then I tried to find somewhere to watch Higurashi, and I literally could not. It wasn't on YouTube in the 3 parts. I could not find it anywhere. I found 1 episode of it, and they were at like it was like a throwaway episode. Like they were at like a swim park, and the boy had swim trunks on with a giant goose neck and head coming out of his wiener.
Also.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, you said you just said
it was his wiener. Like he was wearing underwear that like looked like he had like a big schlong, but it was like a goose, and that was like the whole gimmick of the episode. I was like, where's the killing? I saw a girl like slam her head into a knife, and this is just horny. Like, what is this? This is not the show I signed up for.
Yeah. You got the, yeah, that's right. And that's the, yeah, then she just said that was the OVA. There's also like, there's like an OVA of where it's basically just like Dawn of the Dead. Just, yeah. It's amazing. So I think it's okay. I think it's like, honestly, at this point, Clover, I'm done with keeping secrets.
Oh?
I'm a little bored of it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think the only secrets that we should keep are the ones that people want to just keep for themselves. So when we like, I'm committed, I'm in. I want to see the rest, you know,
Mm.
then they'll just take a look for it themselves and be surprised. And if they haven't, like, paused the stream and like pulled it over, you know,
They're gonna wanna.
they're gonna want it. But also there's execution, you know. Sometimes even just describing something, it's not gonna, I mean, it's an interesting thing. We can talk a lot about like spoilers, media, even like I've been watching a lot of recaps, movie recaps.
Mm.
So I would end up watching like maybe 5 movies in like PowerPoint, like in like a summary of them, just because I just wanted a short story, not a whole movie.
Mm.
And most of them are garbage movies, but because they're short stories, they're a bit more fun. And some of them are actually really amazing movies. I'm like, damn, I wish I saw them. Oh, okay, oh well. But usually if something is completely being weighed purely on its spoiler, it's weak in the end. It was weak in the first place. Like Soylent Green, like the entire movie is like only good based on the premise of the spoiler.
That's such a good example, because I remember when I saw that movie, like, I already knew the spoiler. I was watching it just because it's like, this is referenced everywhere, I gotta watch it. And it was okay. It was good, but it wasn't like,
yeah.
Eh.
It would only be good if you didn't know the spoiler. But I am confident enough that my stream is good with the spoiler.
Ooh. I would agree. I would agree, honestly.
So I'm not afraid.
Right. Well, in that case,
Do you have any other questions before we like get into like the nitty gritty?
Yeah, actually, does anybody have any questions for Chuckle, like personal or about the debut, or like, does anybody have any questions before because the debut topic is kind of big. Like, we're gonna be talking about it majority of.
It's literally why we're here. You want to ask all the questions. I want to tell you all the things.
Exactly. We're gonna get all the behind the scenes. Like, this is like, you know,
a movie like interview, like yeah, it's like, hey Chuckle, here's a you know, a scoop on the movie.
Exactly. Like if this were a DVD, if your lore was a DVD, this would be in like the extras section, like behind the scenes interview, you know, like.
Oh yeah, yo, let's go ahead. Let's go and archive this and then we'll put it on the YouTube.
Exactly. Well, all these episodes, the Clo-Rogan, it's all gonna be on YouTube.
Nice.
Okay. First question from Denchi. Favorite anime? Go.
Oh, Madoka, but I think that's too much of a that's too easy of an answer. So I'm gonna do one more up. Symphogear.
What is
Symphogear?
Symphogear?
Yes.
What?
It's like, oh gosh, it's amazing. It's like, there are episodes that I just feel like, damn, this is just better than Madoka. Like, Madoka sticks with you in your heart, in your mind, but like Symphogear is like what I really want on any given day when I watch a magical girl show. So I'll give you the premise. You have sort of like mecha magical girls that fight interdimensional aliens called the Noise, and the way that they summon their outfits is by singing song, and they're artifacts that transform into the magical that transform the magical girl, that are based on Norse mythology and mythology of different cultures and society. Like you got what's it called, Gunganir. You got I don't think they have Mulgenlir, but they have a few. They have a few. What's it called? Like mythological weapons and artifacts that basically are a catalyst to making a magical girl. But they fight these interdimensional aliens called the Noise, and they fight using song. So when they fight in the anime and the music goes on, the lyrics that pop on the scene are the lyrics they actually say, like in the scene, It's not like just played over the scene. When the characters are fighting, they're like, da da da. I forgot the lyrics, but they would actually go Hua! Between lyrics as they're fighting the monsters.
That's awesome. So it's not just like a montage of sorts, it's like they're actually singing while they do it.
The enemies hear boss music. Like legit.
That is badass. Look at this
Like,
picture I sent you.
Oh, okay, let me take a look.
Is this what the show
That is
is?
Simple Gear.
Movies
Movies teach you everything to... yeah, it's ridiculous. It's made by the same people who made, like, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, like card games on motorcycles. So, like, think of idol industry magical girls fight aliens. And it's not even just aliens. They also end up fighting what's it called? The Illuminati. And oh, gosh. And there was actually a point right before they released the last 2 seasons where the producers had to delay the production. They're like, we had to stop production for a little while, like for another maybe anime season, maybe a year, because we ran out of things for the main character to punch.
What? That's their is that like a real reason, or is that like a joke reason?
No, so first the couple things you're already going pretty crazy by punching aliens from a different dimension, but also like, okay, what if she punches like a dictator, the Illuminati, Nazis, or what else is there, your best friend, or was it what if like a demigod, or that punching the moon?
No.
That happens. Yeah.
The moon.
I didn't tell you the thing that they like an immortal being. Yeah, they punched through an immortal like demigod that was in their own plane of existence. Oh, they also punched through dimensions.
So theoretically, the angels and Ava stand no chance against these girls.
I think you might be right. Yeah. I mean, although Ava's working on a different paradigm, because of the what do you call it? The terror, the AT field, which stands for absolute terror, which is like a reality bending shield thing. So unless the Symphogear's music actually is able to resonate with the AT field, I don't think the Symphogears have a chance, because I mean, it's just a different paradigm. And that's another reason why I like Magical Girls, is they work on paradigms. And there's interesting implications behind them. But that said, though, they might stand have a chance. And if the universe is based on resonance and frequencies, then it is possible that the Symphogear could like fight the Avas, no problem. It's just all about who's able to figure out resonances and frequencies.
Wow.
Because that's a major problem in the Symphogear universe, in that normal soldiers, or normal technology, they can't fight the noise, they can't fight the monsters. They pass through things, and as soon as the noise touches like human flesh, it just vaporizes them into like carbon.
Wow. So how many, is this like a long show, or is it a shorter A
For
shorter
me,
thing?
it's actually pretty short because I watched it season by season, but it's 5 seasons, but 12 episodes each.
Oh, okay. That's manageable. I
It's
think I'd
manageable.
probably watch at least a season.
I will say the first season, when I first watched it, I was like, this is garbage. What the fuck is this? This is like the best B-rate like schlop that's ever landed in my computer ever. like the first there's a MacGuffin, and the anime rode on that MacGuffin, and then the MacGuffin was revealed, and I was like, are you serious? What the? I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it, but when it's just dumb.
Hmm.
But
Well, there
I
you
watched it all
go.
the way through. But then I watched the second season, and they fixed it. They fixed the anime. It found its identity. It was like they were trying to follow the coattails of Madoka. So it was like a Madoka wannabe edgy.
Hmm.
But then season 2, it was like, let's screw that. Let's just do our own thing.
Yes.
And it fixed everything, and it was beautiful. It was glorious, and I loved it. I mean, like when I was like, "You're gonna make a second season?" Oh, there's like hot shit. And
Seems
I saw
like
why.
they really had faith in their idea, and they brought it to fruition. No.
Fruition.
Thank you. That's awesome. I think it's interesting that Madoka kind of became like the standard for edgy magical girls. Like you had that one that show on Netflix that came out or maybe it wasn't on Netflix. It was another
Wonder Egg?
magic No, not Wonder Egg. It was another magical girl show, and the character designs look similar to Madoka. I know there was a magical girl in a wheelchair in it. And it was pretty popular, and it got compared to Madoka all the time, but I heard it was like actual hot garbage. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
My gosh.
Wait.
Yuki Yuna? Oh my
Yuki
gosh.
Yuna.
Yes.
Oh.
Yuki Yuna is a hero. They made it new.
Yuki Yuna is all right. I like the concept, but I know that was based on a book, so perhaps the light novel is better.
Oh, I see.
can see why people would like it. It's not bad. It's just it's not Madoka, and people come in expecting Madoka, they're gonna be disappointed. If they're coming in for something on how they approach its own deconstruction in its own way, it's really great. Like, just if Madoka, things should not be compared to Madoka. Madoka is such a high standard, and it's been mythologized in its own way. Yuki Yuna doesn't compare in the same way. What is comparable is just you should compare. If you're going to compare a deconstruction magical anime, don't compare it to Madoka in their similarities or how it does or does better. You should compare how it's different and how the differences make it unique. Because when you're working with something that's mythological in pop culture like Madoka or like Sailor Moon, then if everything's compared to it, it kind of just diminishes the value of everything else.
I agree.
And it kind of just sucks the appreciation about like anything really.
That's so true, because I feel like that's why this is a tiny bit off topic, so I won't go into it too much. But that kind of reminds me of why like so many people will get upset when they'll be like, "Oh, your character looks like blah blah blah." And it's like, "Cool. Thanks for just taking my design and saying I look exactly like so and so." It's like, look at how different it is.
Like taking the originality out of it. Thank you for diminishing the originality, like the creativity.
We got an interesting comment from 8 Lives. They say,
I gotta chime in on this one.
yeah. Madoka made Yuki, Yuna, Yusha much better for me because the girls' reaction to realizing they're in a magical girl situation is to scream and panic, and you can't help but feel it's because they know it's gonna turn out like Madoka.
Wow, that's a really good way to put it.
That's actually a very interesting take. I'm very much. I never thought of it that way. Maybe I should try watching it, because I never watched it. All I heard was people on Tumblr being like, oh, Madoka ripoff, it's kind of stinky, it's poo-poo, don't watch it. And I was like, oh, okay.
I think you should comment with managed expectations. It's not a masterpiece. I mean, I cried a little bit, but not as much as Madoka. So, there's that.
That show ripped my heart out and spit on it.
The Rebellion. Oh my god! I watched the movie. I watched the premiere.
I did too.
I watched the premiere.
I saw it in the theater.
Wait, the Egyptian theater?
No, well, it's a different one in Portland.
Oh.
I watched it in Portland.
In like LA.
Oh my gosh. I saw it in the theaters. I was the first person in line. I got there so early.
Yo, first people in line there. Beautiful. Yo. Can you come here and fist bump me? Or bonk heads?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Madoka buddies.
Oh my god, yeah. Fucking hell yeah. First in line. Because I was like, okay, so I was like third in line. Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Got best seats in the house.
I thought I got the best seats in the house until this super tall girl with of course she had giant curly hair, sat in front of me. And I was literally reading the subtitles like this the entire movie.
No, God. Oh, God, no. That's horrible.
It was worth it because I got one of those, Did you get one of those little Shikishi boards?
Yes.
Wait, which ones did you get? What characters?
I got Madoka and Homura.
That's the one I have! The best one. I was so happy I didn't even have to trade anybody.
Nice. That said, when I watched the movie, when we got to the halfway point, where like, you know, where like Madoka's like tying Homura's hair.
Literally crying.
I cried. I didn't stop crying until the credits rolled, and I continued crying until we got in the car.
I have a cute story too.
I was so fucked up. When we got out of the theater, there was a guy in wheelchair with no legs, and I just gave him the rest of my money. I was like, this is beautiful, this is the best of my life. Oh my god, this man, here, and I just gave him my money, and it's like, there. And my friend's like, are you okay, bro? You okay? I was like, no. We gotta go home. I'm falling apart.
Have you recovered?
I'm shambling. Oh, am I recovered? Yeah, obviously.
I haven't. Sort of.
Well, there's also Magia Record. Magia Record is also a wonderful trip.
I need to finish it.
It's also a great reflection. There's so much content. It's so good. We gotta get into that.
We do. I want to, wait, before we continue, I did...
Yeah, that was just one question, like what's your favorite anime? It's like, holy crap, right? But watch Symphogear. I'm serious, watch Symphogear. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and like have an anime watch party with Symphogear. We will have those in the near future, I swear. I didn't watch the last season, so I had so much fun watching it that I didn't want to watch it alone anymore.
Oh.
Like the first season and the second season, I watched it with 4chan.
Oh.
Actually, it was a good time. It was a really good time.
Oh.
Because we were making memes every episode. It was wonderful.
That is surprising. You know, Okay, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent. This is just a side comment. People on 4chan can be surprisingly wholesome when they want to be. They can either be monsters and destroy everything, or surprisingly wholesome. I kind of like it.
It's a spectrum of golden shit.
Golden shit?
Like, it's a pile of shit, but in that pile of shit, there's a golden turd of, like, pure gold turd. The trick is knowing how to dig through it and endure the stench. Is it worth it? No, it warps you.
I think that's a good way to put it, honestly. Golden shit. A golden turd. Starfound says, that's a mixed metaphor, Demon.
It is.
Alright, another question for you. This is from Faux Speakin' Facts. Is it okay if I call you Chuck? Embarrassed emoji.
I don't know why you're embarrassed, but I mean, you can call me Chuckle. That feels a little bit better. Chuck doesn't really feel like it fits me. I mean, to be honest.
It's a very hearty name.
Yeah, I don't really see myself as a Chuck. I think Chuckle feels a bit better.
It's a nice question, though. Thank you.
Is it a reference?
I don't think so. Maybe it is, but I'm not aware of it. They just say, is it okay if I call you Chuck?
Wait, like, I feel like it's a reference. It must be a reference to something.
Is it a reference? Oh,
I mean, I hope it's a reference. It's the only other thing I could think of is like a very sentimental friend. And it's like, you remind me of a friend named Chuck. I miss him.
Chuck, I think about him every day. I haven't stopped thinking about him since the war.
But then I met you. You're my Chuck now.
You're the Chuck to my old... Sorry. Next question. This is from Snacko Racco. Snacko Racco says, so how do you feel, Chuckle, who plays a character, and then in parentheses they say, stays in it like wrestling, but it comes off as racist to people of that race? Like, playing a hyperbole stereotype.
What? Wait. Okay. We're getting a little heavy. Okay, so could you say that one more time, a little bit slower? Because as you were telling me, it was like,
that's a hard one. Okay.
So one more time.
So how do you feel, Chuckle, who plays a character, like stays in character like wrestling, but it comes off as racist to people of that race? Like playing a hyperbole stereotype.
I don't know. I don't play any character like that.
I think they're... I'm a little confused about that question, Snacko. If you could elaborate a little bit more. The wording is a little tricky, and my brain is smooth.
No, that's not true. Your brain's not smooth. It's
You're
full
right.
of wrinkles.
You're right. It's full of wrinkles, and it happens to be the size of a walnut. It's so wrinkly, it's shriveling up, and it will implode one day.
Let me see for myself. So, how do you feel, Chuckle? Who plays a character? Sings like, how do I feel about people who plays characters like that? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Maybe, a good example, possibly, someone like Filthy Frank. Like, they say things that they don't actually mean, like they're playing a character. Kind of thing.
Oh.
Like, I think that's what Snacko's asking you to comment on, is like people who play characters of
that could possibly be problematic. I see.
Yeah.
I think the answer is that it depends. I mean, stereotypes are stereotypes, but I think it depends on the goal. If because stereotypes are a problem, but we kind of all do stereotypes in a measured sense. Like when we put on like a personality or we try to exaggerate a joke. Like sometimes some people's like, why are you talking British? I'm like, I'm not. I'm just putting on a voice that I find silly. I'm not even thinking about it. But so I don't know. I don't think I watch many characters. I don't think I have enough exposure to that particular thing to really have an opinion on it. Unfortunately. I mean, it seems worth getting into, but yeah, I just don't have enough exposure to that.
That's
I
fair.
think if I mean that's my in-depth answer, but if I were to give a reaction, not a response, would be like it could be problematic. Work with it very carefully. It depends on the situation. It depends on who's watching it, and it depends on like what the takeaway is.
I would agree. I think like I guess this isn't a VTuber. I can't think of any VTuber examples because I feel like most VTubers, at least in my experience, are very try to be very like PC or just like good, wholesome. I'm not sure of any VTubers that play as stereotypes, but I can think of one person in particular. Like, okay, look at Filthy Frank. Filthy Frank will say stuff that is very much not PC or appropriate, but it's all, everybody knows it's a joke and everybody knows it's a character. And so a lot of people are like, they're okay with that. But then look at someone like Sam Hyde, who you have no idea if he's playing a character. He could say he hates women and he beats his girlfriend and all this awful, like he hired a lady to look like a drug addict to pretend to be his abused girlfriend. And iDubbbz believed it because that's just like Sam Hyde, like he's crazy. And I think at that point it is damaging when you like people can't tell if you're genuinely like an awful person or if it's a character. Like that's bad. That's bad news bears.
I really have no opinion on that because I don't watch them, and that's something I would like not even bother watching in the first place.
Don't. It's
like
literally
like either party. It's just not something I'm interested in. It just seems like two people working with clickbait. I mean,
yeah.
From what you're telling me, it just seems like one of them has better tact. That's the only difference. One of them actually knows how to be funny, and the other one just has an idea what funny is and does it all wrong.
Yes.
Like just does it in the worst way. Like there's just they just suck.
I think that is a good way to put it. TBH. Cutting it there, at least, I would say that that's accurate. I think we had one more question for you. Maybe I saw one. Does anybody else have any last questions for Demonchuckle before we get into debut stuff and VTuber stuff?
Yes. I think we got all the little questions. I mean, except for the anime one. That one can get really big, but I think that's a lot extra that we can like squeeze in at the end and just talk about magical girls.
Yes.
Because we love the magical girls.
You and I both love, especially Madoka. That's like, I feel like that's our biggest common interest is just Madoka. Oh, okay. So we have 2 questions. One of them's from Uber Hobo. Hey Chuckle, can you tell me about magnetic monopolies? Monopoles?
Monopoles? No. I had to do research. But actually, that seems interesting enough that I might actually just bother writing it down and looking it up. Let me see. So what's it called? Magnetic monopoles. Okay, there we go. I mean, I get exposed to new content. I mean, exposed to something new. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe we'll have a good conversation about it. Maybe that'll send me to a rabbit hole, and I'll bring it up on stream.
Hell yeah. It's part of the lore. Let's see. Starfound says, Demon, would you eat ramen with broth made out of your own body?
If I was starving?
Okay.
If I was hungry, if I had very little to eat, the question is, was it made out of my body and I had to cut off a piece of me? Or would that part... Okay, it really depends how it was made. I mean, if it was like stem cells, then maybe I'll be like, okay, that kind of works. You know, basically it was just cloned meat of me. Okay, maybe. The question is, how does it taste? Does it taste good? I mean, our body cannibalizes our itself all the time. If you think about it. I mean, you swallow your own saliva, there's skin cells in it.
Oh, don't say that. Now I'm gonna consciously be like, the spit is going down my throat. That's the thing,
It's just natural.
What was the thing everyone did in middle school? You are now aware of your tongue. And it's you can't not feel your tongue actively now. It's I hate that.
I kind of lost track of what you were talking about.
Don't worry about it. Next question from Denchi. Thoughts on Nanoha?
Nanoha. Love that. Was my major magical girl anime leading up to Madoka.
Ooh.
No competition. Nanoha was everything I did not know I wanted from a magical girl anime. It was rockin', it was fast, it was cool, it was dramatic, and I like the mecha thing. They had they had this cartridge system, so put magical bullet magazines into the wands, so it goes. So cool. It's so cool. It's so fucking cool. It's like jet fighters. It's you would like it. You would like it.
I've never seen it.
Nanoha? Nanoha? It was Nanoha and then Madoka. And that was the major crossover of Indojin between the two. It was I want to people want to see Madoka versus Madoka. Because and actually I did bring that up on my debut. So they're totally different paradigms. And I love it.
I should watch it. I literally the only things I know about it are from AMVs. Yeah.
That's sad.
I know. It's a classic. I have to watch it. It's just
it was the deconstruction magical girl anime before Madoka.
Oh wow. I really need to watch it then. I trust your taste too. You've got good taste.
It did not take it as far as Madoka, but that was the quintessential idea. Once Madoka came in, then the general idea is that, okay, Nanoha is actually just a warrior magical girl, action-based magical girl anime.
Now I really want to check it out. I at least need to watch an episode or two.
Next question.
Pasta's here. Hi, Pasta.
Oh,
Pasta says, thoughts on cute boys with floppy ears? I know someone who has floppy ears.
I think boys with floppy ears are cute. Very cute. Very cute. I like floppy ears in general. I like the Kendo no Mimi.
I wonder if I can make it look like I'm flopping your ears. Wait.
Oh?
Stop yours.
Oh.
It's a dream come true. Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I think I kind of like it.
I just invaded your personal space. I'm so sorry.
You know what? I don't know how I feel about having my personal space invaded, but it's not too bad.
question. Cinnamon challenge. What?
Were they fluffy, Clover? Did you like them?
Extremely fluffy, very soft.
Maybe a little twitchy.
Yes. I feel like I should have ears there. I will also be creature for you.
Creature.
For you.
La creature.
Let's see. Saw another question. Did it go? Oh, Pasta says, how do I get on Clover's cool podcast? Heck, what am I saying? Clover doesn't want my degenerate brand on her stream. That is not true at all. That is not true at all. I would love to have you on. I need to figure out like a way to have like a list of people, like a wait list or something.
You could start with pen and paper.
Yeah! I have a sketch pad right next to me. I'm gonna write down pasta. Ew, this has spaghetti on it.
Well, then technically it's already been written.
Here we go. Colored pencil. Perfect. Anyway.
Let me see. I think I can see some of the questions here.
Oh, perfect.
What's my opinion on rats? I think they could possibly make good pets. It just depends on the person. I think wild rats or like just not domesticated rats are nasty. I think they need to be taken care of.
Aww.
You
What
know,
about Ratatouille?
like a spider. Ratatouille. I don't know. Does he take a bath?
Remy washes his hands, but I don't think he uses soap. I've only seen that bit in the movie. He like takes a little tiny drop off of the sink and he rubs his hands.
You know what I want? I want to know why the rat, as a intelligent species to communicate with another species, where's the rest of them? I want to know, where's their leader? I want to find them.
Remy's dad is technically
like-
the leader, but stinks.
Great. Then we can go ahead and create an alliance. Or we can go ahead and trap them and use them and weaponize them for a better future.
Anyway. Opinion on getting HR called on your ass, Clover. What? I would never. No one would ever call HR on me. I'm too, powerful.
Because you are HR.
Yeah, there you go. I am HR. I am HR,
am the
bitch.
manager.
That's the best. I love those stories of like Karens who are like, let me speak to the manager. And then they're like, I am the manager.
Love it.
Okay. No, if there's any other question. So in that case, I'd say we should hop
let's go.
into the lore.
Let's get into it. The lore. The debut.
The debut.
Yes.
Where
It's
should
the
we
whole
start?
The beginning, of course.
The beginning. All right. Let me see what questions I had about this.
So we're gonna pull up on the stream.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Okay.
Let's pull it up. Can you shoot me a link?
Yeah, hold up. Let me see here. I think I have it in highlights. Debut lore. There we go. We'll start from the beginning. I think we'll go along. There we go.
Nibble says one last question. Would you like free boobos? Bubbos?
Let me look it up because I'm on the internet right here. Let me see.
Free bubbos. Know what a bubbos is?
If you put it in a vial, in a sealed container, yes. If it's on me, no.
What is this? I need to look it up.
No, don't look it up.
Why? What is it?
Because it's medical. Typical nibble.
Anyway, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. That is nasty.
I told you about it. Don't told you about it.
Ugh.
Proceed.
Okay.
Moving on.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's take a
You know,
look.
we'll just drop it into the chat anyway. You know, maybe they want to follow along. So let's just start with the beginning. Very beginning.
Very beginning. So,
Because I got something to say about that.
you had a lot of viewers.
Yeah.
I was in
I think I had made like I've been promoting on Twitter and stuff, and talking to the people, and doing like individual invitations. But that said, so no. Further, go back further.
Go back further.
Yes.
So,
So you
like,
see that
here?
static?
Yes.
You see all that static. So you know how I talked to you last night about how everything I do actually has some kind of origin or layered meaning. That's not just noise.
What
That
is it?
is the compilation of every single test video footage I've made prior to getting my avatar done. I stacked them all on top of I put them all together. I spliced them, swapped them around, and then glitched them all together. I did actual glitching, so I lost quite a lot of like test footage before I deleted it with varying amounts. And then that test footage, the ones that survived, I kept it. And then I put filters on top of it. And then I put more videos on top of each other, and I just did this over and over again until I got the effect I want. So in a sense, what you're seeing is the past being torn apart and put together. Realities is being redefined. A new beginning.
That's
Lore.
extremely creative.
Thank you.
Oh, look at these little roaches.
Oh, that's koala.
I never noticed. I didn't see these.
Yeah, I also made like I got a subscription for Better Twitch TV, and I put a lot more celebratory emojis. You know, for the end.
So,
Yeah.
we get. I
And also-
remember.
There's also a specific reason why I say the lore begins now. Because that's the truth. It's not like stream is starting. I'm telling everyone, the lore is beginning. Legit. This is where it starts. Boom. Now. It happened. So, the next thing that comes up is me walking out on stage. I planned that. Yeah, that was my plan. I did not want to do this stupid kind of like, hold on, I can demonstrate here. Be like, wait, like that, and like peeking down. And
My
like,
God,
like
that is the VTuber trend. That
Staple,
is
yeah. And
yeah.
they're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh, I'm so scared. And it's like, no, you're not. It's just you're teasing. And I'm just like, whoop.
Oh, hi there.
And people lost their minds. They went bonkers.
Everybody did. It was
It's like, yo.
good.
He just walked out. My boy just walked on stage. I'm like, that's right. So that's that's another rule I broke. Another staple.
I love it. I love the room. I like that it's simple, but I remember when the screen went to this, I immediately was like, wow, this feels like an anime. This feels like It gave
A
me...
visual novel?
Yes! That's exactly what I was about to say. It gave me, like, Doki Doki vibes, like, just like, oh, you know, you're in their room. You're just hanging with the peeps.
That's the idea.
It was awesome. I feel like every effect that you aimed for, you got it. And it was glorious.
So yeah, we set the expectations there. It's gonna be a normal stream. But it's not. Yeah. And, you know, even for a PNG, it's quite ambitious already.
Yes.
I mean, let's not get into details. You know, I already explained that in the debut itself about all the different expressions I have.
So many.
So, yep, a lot. And I also explained all the different layers. So I think I'll transform as we go along.
Oh yeah,
You know,
you
and I was
do...
just reacting to everybody, you know, just having good conversation. But I think let's get into actually there's different stuff. So let's get into I think the presentation things.
Okay. Let me try to scan a little bit.
Actually, let me go ahead and double check one of your questions here.
I really
that's
liked
worth
your
bringing up.
pacing. Also, I like that you kind of took your time with some things, and then I like that there were other things that you kind of just you had brief explanations for. But
Yes,
I think
I
your
had to
pacing
really
is
practice
good.
that because I know what I normally intend to do, which is to keep talking forever and talking in the circles. So I practiced that quite a lot.
Mm. Very organized.
Oh, it was organized. I had a 32-page PowerPoint document, as well as a spread like a sheet list for it,
My God.
detailing not just for myself, but also other people who would be helping me out with the stream and the development.
Wow.
I think it's worth bringing up since we are at the beginning here, is that how did I come with the debut? Wait, no, I think we should leave that for the end because this could take a while. So let's keep going. So the presentation up here, you know, I'm talking about like you gotta get into assets, right? You're getting the look of your character. And I was really surprised that I legitimately almost forgot about my earrings.
Really?
Like, yeah, because I was so nervous. I was just rolling along. And the thing that saved me was getting into my the presentation itself, and I was like, wait a second, what's this up here? Oh crap, I actually forgot. But getting into the St. Peter and talking about religion and Catholicism was like not just a segue, but also a bit of a challenge to talk about my faith. But it's cyclical. I want to talk about my faith, and I also want to talk about my design choices, and that design choice is influenced by religion and also my search for the design. I was looking for a symbol that represented my relationship with God, and it just so happened to be that symbol. I really never expected it to be. I was just surprised. Like something that was related to doubt and what's it called? Mostly doubt or a loss of faith, but a regaining of a new faith. And that was like, it's perfect. It's just too darn perfect to not have it. Hold up. I just got a knock on the door. Be right back.
Okay. That's okay.
Gonna mute.
I love The Room. The Room, my favorite movie. Demonchuckle is a good guest. Precious. Also,
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Oh yeah, that was picky. Yeah.
Picky.
Yeah. was I talking about?
The cross.
So yeah, it was just convenient to leave it there. Yeah. So, but you can check out the whole presentation.
It's very good. It's a very good. I actually didn't know anything about Saint Peter. This is a little personal, but I was brought up Christian, and just over time my faith switched. And even when I was Christian,
Switch to what? Was that also personal?
Wicca. For a while, I was just kind of agnostic, and then I switched to Wicca.
Interesting. We could probably get into that later.
We could.
I don't know what that is, but I'm now curious.
Witchcraft. Anyway, I thought that your presentation was very interesting because even though I was brought up as Christian, I did not like the most I know about Christianity, and this is cringe, but VeggieTales. Not even kidding. Any biblical story I know about is told in the form of talking vegetables. And yeah.
It didn't seem like you had a very strong roots.
Yeah. So I thought this whole presentation was like extremely interesting because I felt like you explained things very well. You gave your opinions on it in a very like respectful and interesting way. It was very good. I highly recommend at least watching.
Oh, I just noticed. Pasta asked the question: how do you feel about bubble tea, black tea? I can answer that quickly.
Oh,
I like it. I love it. I love black tea, and I love bubble tea.
Bubble tea rocks. So good.
But yeah. So, I mean, I had very, very strong roots. Like, so if I was going to talk about me, it's gonna have to come up. It's gonna have to come up. You know, it's just how do you talk about topics that, like, religion is a very personal topic, but I think a way that a lot of people talk about their religion just sucks. It's boring. It's also kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of pompous. I don't know. I mean, even as a Christian, listening to some other Christians explain things, it almost feels like they're trying to sell me something rather than just telling me exactly how they feel.
Yes, I would agree.
And sometimes the truth, exactly how you feel, can be surprisingly mundane, but I'm not interested, like, it's like, oh, how'd you learn about God? It's not like I'm interested in learning about God. I'm interested about, like, how you learned. But they don't answer the question directly. Because the answer could be as simple as this: oh, my grandma and my mom. If you leave it at that, then that opens up for more questions, like, how did they teach you? What was? Like how did you feel about it? Versus something, I don't know, like honestly, I think I just tune out. I think it's a little bit I don't know. Maybe I actually have my own, I think I might ironically have my own attitudes against other people talk about religion. But I think generally it's just boring to me.
That's fair. Honestly, I think that's why some people get kind of like annoyed, like like the Mormons will come to your door, or the what is it, Church of Latter-day Saints or whatever, and they're like, we want to tell you about God, and a lot of people are just like, nope.
Do you really? That's my question. Do you really, or are you just like contractually obligated to?
That's what it feels like. I remember one time, maybe this is kind of mean, but I think it's kind of funny. One time some Mormons came to our door and my mom answered the door and they were like, we want to tell you about God. And my mom was holding like one of those like meat tenderizers, those big metal like hammers. She was holding one of those and she was like, sorry, we're vegetarian. And she closed the door.
I mean, honestly, it's just like sales. It's just a predictable salesperson that, like, you can rehearse jokes for wasting your time for answering the door in the first place. I mean, it does kind of suck to be on the, well, not that I've been on the other end, but I can imagine it sucking on the other end. But it's like, man, we're sold so many things just, up front in our everyday lives, that something as heavy as like a religion is just kind of obnoxious,
Mm.
And then, so how do you present something in a way that isn't anything like being being sold something? It's gotta come from honesty.
I agree. 100%.
But that said, though, yeah, I mean, it was also a vision of mine to like, I'm gonna talk about religion on my debut or on stream, and it's like, no, don't do that. People will leave. I'm like, let them. If they don't like it, then, perhaps it's not the kind of stream for them. If it filters them out, then go ahead. If it's a person that is kind of on the fence, but they stay for the whole thing, that's the kind of person I like to keep. I want my stream to have people who don't have an immediate like knee-jerk response. I want people to be a little more interested rather than coming to the stream and just be reacting to things that happen. Not surface level thinking, but just at least below the surface.
I think that's actually really interesting, because it also is a good way to kind of attract viewers that like you for you and like what you're making. Like, they're interested and they're not just like there for a little bit and then they leave, or
Well, that's the thing, when you build a community or an audience or followers, it's not just you streaming to people, or people just watching you. You have to deal with your audience. You want to create an audience that you are willing to present yourself to more and over, like over and over again. And I don't want my audience to control me. I want them to inspire me. I don't want someone saying, "Hey, streamer, do the funny thing." It's like, I wasn't funny already.
Excuse you.
I'm always funny. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm
Why aren't you
always
doing the
funny.
clips?
That's why I've got the name Chuckle. Gosh. Jeez. How'd you come up with your username?
It was a throwaway game. It was
No
a throwaway
way.
game. Yeah. I just I had a different handle, but Demon's my main handle. And then I was like, remember that guy I mentioned that I became a target of? So I was like, I need something to change, but I want something that people recognize me remotely as part. Like, it's like, oh, hey Demon. And it's like, oh, good, they still recognize me. You just forgot the last part of my name. So, but when I was typing it down, I was laughing, and I was like, Demon laugh? Nah. How about Demonchuckle? Yeah. And I was like, hey, no one took it. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna call you Demon Giggles.
No.
Demon Teehees.
So, let's see. Moving forward though.
Yes.
So, I got into the about me, and that's just an about me. We were already pretty much doing that. We could skip that.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, I do give credit to a lot of like people who did assets, but the thing is that I don't necessarily point them out exactly, because the stuff happens later, like the animator and the outside like artists. So it's like we have to get to that later.
Yes. I have a question about your dislikes that I did not ask during your debut.
Oh.
Gynax endings. What's your beef with why?
I was watching Maharomatic, which is like a battle-made robot girl. And then she had a relationship with like her master, who's like just like a kid. Anyway, the point is, there was a romantic relationship between the two, and there were other military-grade androids that were trying to capture her. And it was leading up to an epic battle. A really amazing battle. And then she fought. The thing is that the last scene was like, run away, master, quickly, before, like, there's not enough time. I'm gonna have to use my ultimate move. Basically that. And she tackles the enemies, and then a great light like comes from within her, and she's like thinking about like memories and like the good times, and it's like, I was like, this is the power of love. And then a big explosion happens, and there was a tone shift. Like, everyone's just staring, going, oh my god, no. And I'm like, yeah, that was a big explosion. Hell yeah, let's go. And then things fade to black, and it's like 10 or 20 years in the future. Turns out she didn't like do her ultimate ability and create a giant energy explosion. She just outright self-destruct. Just went kaboom.
What? Why?
Yeah. Why? Because that was the only way to beat the bad guy. She just self-destructed, like the fucking Voltorb. Just exploded. Pieces. Yeah, I know. I was like, what the hell? And then like the rest of the anime, it was like the boy, like in his like 30s or like mid 40s, and he hates robots and he's hunting them down. And the story was like taking place on Earth. Now it's in space, and he's like, society has grown and evolved into like an interstellar like society, and he is just hunting robots as an assassin, because he's like, never trust a robot ever again. Never. I did once and I regretted it. And then he gets assassinated, or he screws up, gets killed. And as he's dying, it turns out that most of his body is an android. He's a cyborg. And then the alien characters were like, oh, we pity him. Oh, let's go ahead and project like false memories into his mind, so that way his last moments are in peace. And then we see him meeting his, like, as his young self, meeting Maharo, back at his place. And then that's it. That's the end of the anime. So it's like, it doesn't even like land you the fake ending in a nice, easy way. It's like, yo, let's just give him a pity, like a pity roll.
Wow. How disappointing.
Oh, you want to know what made it even more disappointing? Was that the manga was totally different. Okay, so Maharo, she still explodes. However, the kid grows up to be a like admiral. And yes, humanity is a spacefaring like species, but at this point he's a great hero, and he has, oh my gosh, I kid you not, like his entire staff of androids are basically copies of Maharo, all serving him. And it was like working on the same protocol, but it's like, it'll never be the original, unfortunately. But it's good to see her face, and it's good to see her will continue through these other androids that I built in that, like, these replicas, still carrying on her will. So like, they're copies, they're fakes, but her will is transferred over them. They have the same personality, but it's not the original thing. But it gets even better. The replicas came together, scoured the earth for all the different pieces, and rebuilt their original girl. And then as he revisits his old home to see, like all the weeds and the vines like totally engulfing in nature, claiming the island, he's greeted by a familiar sound, like, hello, master. And he's there, and he's like, I can't believe it. It's almost as if she's really here. And it's like, I am here. And he turns around, he sees her. And she's like, you grew so much. It's good to see my master grow to become an amazing man. A great man. And it's like, I'm so happy to see you back, Maru. And then it's like, the end. It's beautiful. And I was like, why the fuck did you just give that us in the first place? Piece of shit. Fucking never again. Never again. It's not robots now. It's never trust a Gainax studio anime. Ever.
That's awful. That's like a perfect ending. I haven't even seen this. And that literally to me sounds like a perfect. I can't imagine why they
fucking had it. It was right there. It was like, it wasn't, they didn't have to do anything original. They just had to follow this fucking script. But no, they had to be subversive and brilliant.
I wonder if like they ran out of budget or something. Like I just can't imagine why they would change it.
No, I think they made it a brand at the Ava because like that's kind of how like panty stocking Garabelle ended.
I'm still mad about that.
But the funny thing is, like, I wasn't bad about it. I was like, oh, of course they do that, obviously. And because it's in the context of a comedy, you know, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a pass. It wasn't like they built up a dramatic story. It was like great sentimental like stakes and then cut us off. It was like, hey, everything is fixed. Literally, there's like nothing wrong. Everything is perfect. And it's like a perfect bow ending. And then they killed it off at the last second, you know. But it doesn't destroy the story. It's like, yeah, if you just forget the last like 10 seconds, we're good. Versus like a whole episode.
That's true. That's very true. I also feel like the way that story ended, though, also like it kind of had a somewhat positive effect because I feel like there's so many like doujins that came out that like expanded the ending in the story.
Yo, really?
Yeah, there a lot of them are in Japanese, so like I could look at the pictures or something.
I'm sure there's a way.
If there's a will, there's a way. I think that's kind of cool because it led like there's so many diehard fans of panty and stocking. I feel like it kind of gave this way for people to be like continue it on their own and I think that's kind of fun.
Nice. Yeah. But this was a whole tangent on Gainax.
Yeah.
But that was a thorough explanation.
I was very, very curious about it because I was like, okay,
there is normal chat. Like we get on tangents so hard, but it's so good. It's so much fun. We're not vibrating. We're not vibing, Clover. We're resonating.
I'm vibrating. Let's see. Let me try and find. Oh, here's some credits.
Yes.
Gave to
yes,
people.
I mentioned Congo, Mason, Aeon, 8sun, Koala Channel, Lotch, Bitterboy, Sabaq.
Special.
What about it?
I don't know. I felt like we should extra shout these people out since we were here.
It's also mentioning Snacko Racco. He was a great supporter leading up to like right at the last second, and a couple of technical issues that I needed help with.
I'm so curious about the technical issues.
Oh, mostly audio.
Oh.
The stuff that really mattered was like getting psyched or not. Okay, fine. He did nothing.
Snacko was emotional support.
The emotional support really helped. I will mention for a little context. I mean, Saba is a mod. Bitterboy wasn't there, but he was probably one of the first people who ever rated me.
Aww.
That I had no I distinctly remember he rated me. I checked his stream. Why did he pick me? I'd never seen him before. And he was just scrolling and he's like, yo, let's check up our guy Demon. Oh wait, okay, he's not streaming. Okay. Oh, here's this guy named Demonchuckle. He only got like 2 viewers. Kind of feel sad for him. Let's go ahead and give him a party. Let's go, boys. Yeah, everybody jump in the raid. Come on. Can we get 9? Can we get 9? Can we get yo? Let's go ahead and get 14. Let's get 15. Let's go. Let's get in. And then he just raided, and then he raided me again because he liked me, and I think he was just a cool pal. I mean, he had really no involvement in it, but I think it's a little bit of a reminder of my roots.
For sure.
You know? Like I think he was like the first. It's like my first catch. Yeah, I feel like some viewers are a catch.
I see what you mean. I'd say Snacko Racco's a catch.
He is, isn't he? I mean, they are, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Good viewers.
Still working on
that. Let's see.
But yes. Moving on.
Project Magical Girl.
Okay, so that's a real game. That wasn't just a bit to set up for what happens next.
Want to tell us a little bit about it, or is it kind of a secret?
It's not really a secret. It's just something that I can really get into off topic. But here's what it's worth talking about. So that was the project I was working on before I got into game jams. I was working on a tabletop Magical Girl game for a long time. And I was doing it in between Dungeon and Dragon campaigns. And once I started game jams, I stopped the project entirely. I mean, it was still sitting, and I wanted to get back to it. So before I decided to be a VTuber, I was pretty much settling on, like, I'm done with game jam games. I want to work on a bigger project. And the Magical Girl project was the bigger project. And then I decided to be a VTuber, and that kind of swallowed that project whole. However, I do see a possibility of integrating some of that into my stream and maybe off stream, because I had a whole lot of inspirations for branding and stuff. So, and I was also even thinking about creating a character sheet based on my VTuber using the design of my game.
I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah. I was also thinking about creating some sort of RPG within my Discord or with the stream. So certain people can become magical boys or girls, and then they might have an influence, or I don't know. It was just different ideas. I just knew I was ready for a bigger project.
Oh,
and then VTubing happened.
That VTubing is a project on its own, especially if you're one of those, you're the type of person that wants to have a lot of involvement in the making. I feel like there's a lot of people who are VTubers and they're not an artist, or they're not really that creative, so they'll mission people, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But I feel like when you're the one doing a lot of it, you're doing the art, or you're making your overlays, or you're making music and stuff, or even just putting everything together, I feel like it can take up so much time.
Yeah,
it's so worth it.
I will say that I think it's a great possibility that down the line my streaming content will dramatically shift if I want to work on a different project. So let's say the whole VTubing thing no longer suits my fancy. I'm gonna start working maybe more coding, more technical streams. But then again, that's probably not gonna be something I'll do persistently. It's gonna be kind of like Goki Dev. where
Oh.
it's like he play games on some streams, and then he like just games on some streams. So I wanted that balance, which is also why I have 2 outfits. So to communicate non-verbally what kind of stream it's gonna be. So because I know that I'm not gonna be doing what I do right now, persistently every week, every year. Something's gotta change.
Gotta switch it
So
up.
yeah. So whether I'm not ready to get back to that game right now, but it's probably the closest thing I can do right next, other than possibly making a game about myself.
Ooh, a little self-indulgence.
Demonchuckle, the debut.
The
video
game. It's like one of those direct to like like the movie games, like
The movie,
like-
the game.
yeah, exactly, like that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
But let's move along.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's-
yeah, let's get into more lore.
Okay. So, but I like that you actually go through and explain everything. I think that's
Well, it's part of the ruse, but it's also not a ruse. It's real.
some magical skills. We talked a little bit about Nanoha and
Madoka,
Madoka.
yes. They're a great parallel.
Want to get to... That's too far!
Oh, yes. Yes.
I want to see it. Where is it,
The
though?
transformation.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I need to show it. Because it's literally... Oh, here we go. Wait, we need the music. Turn off
Yo,
the
yeah.
jazz! Turn
Yeah.
off the jazz!
You got
Everyone-
jazz? I thought you said you didn't have music on.
I put jazz, like some really, really, like low
Smooth.
volume jazz in the
Yeah.
background. Everybody look at this.
What?
Look it. So fucking cool.
It's happening.
Yes.
And then I fucking lose my mind.
It's so
Um,
good.
So a couple of things to talk about. I mean, I mentioned about the well, I was gonna mention about the artist for the animation, but there's also the artist for the background. He actually worked on my previous game, Piratic in Sokyo. So he was very excited, and because he worked with me before, this was a good commission for him. For the animator, oh god, that was really tough. Oh god.
Really?
Because there's a lot of cookie cutter like animators, motion graphics animators that have their own template. And I was like, I need somebody who can like break the mold. And unfortunately, like, you can't really find someone like that who can speak English very well and understand entirely what you mean.
Yeah.
So the communication was important. So I needed to find somebody who understood English but can work at a decent price. So that scene would have been a lot more boring had I not like specifically pointed out camera work of panning up and snapping to different parts. And good cinematography could help lower some things. I actually really did not appreciate the complexity of motion graphics. It's pretty much on the same level of programming, just visual, and like because there's a lot of timing involved and moving in parts. So yeah, the bitrate, yeah, I am very ambitious with my visuals, so the bitrate just tanks, unfortunately.
I also have the playback quality on 360 because it will crash my VTube Studio if I have it higher.
No, that's
but-
perfectly reasonable. If you go ahead and
I think I could replay
Why don't you
that.
just share the timestamp and with the link since you're there anyway? You know.
Okay, it's around. I would say go to 1 hour and 31 minutes.
Wait, you don't know how to share with the timestamp?
Oh no! Wait, can you do that?
Yes, you can. You mouse over to the right where it says share. Okay, click it.
Oh!
Does it?
My gosh.
Boom.
Here, go here. If you want to watch the video at like a higher resolution, go watch it on Chuckles' channel.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the views. Look at this. Damn, this popped off. You almost have 300 views on this VOD.
This has been, there's more to go over. I want more people to see the hard work I did and just how amazing it is.
So good. Literally, did you have a particular magical girl transformation that you kind of took inspiration from, that you like showed
Actually,
the artist? No?
I needed I wanted somebody who can be a consultant. That was another hard chart. So there's actually, so I mentioned a little bit last night with you, but there's another VTuber who does have a transformation. I think it's worth bringing him up because, well, let's see.
Should we pull him up?
Yeah, let's pull him up.
Who is it?
And I'll bring in the credit for Sleepy Witch Art, which is the animator. Let me go ahead and pull him up. Let me see here. I think they have a Twitter.
I love this facial expression.
Oh, which one? I can't see right now.
You've got like a cute, smug, like, face.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, here's the animator. I'll drop it in. Sleepy Witch Art.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and bring up the other guy. His name, put up DJ, and then Azure, like I forgot. Okay, maybe I should just help look for it that way.
Oh, is this? Oh, they're live right now.
Oh, they are.
Go peek at their stream.
Yeah.
They're playing Mario Strikers.
So at the beginning of his stream, usually he transforms. And he's like 3D, like 2D. So skip a little further, a little more. Right there.
Oh,
yeah, that's it.
What? Oh, I should probably.
There we go.
Oh, yes. Look at these shots.
I contacted him.
That is awesome. Look at, they got the logo. This feels like an anime opening.
Yeah. He's a very good parallel. It's a very interesting parallel to me. His alpha is actually partly inspired by Nanaha in terms of color scheme and design. He also loves Nanaha, but he's I think Tetsu Satsu, like sort of what do you call that? Oh, what was the genre again? Let me go right here. Check events. It's what's it called? Like writers Tekken. Common Rider.
Common Rider. Oh, like a Sentai.
Yes, Sentai. Yes. Tokusatsu. Yes, that's what it was. Yes, thank you. So, like, the only thing that's missing is to find a like giant mecha like VTuber that like actually gets into the mecha, not like their robot, but like they actually jump into the robot, and then they actually have an animation of them getting the robot, and then we have the triad. We got Magical Boy, we got we got the tokusatsu, and then we got the mecha. And then we should combine to make some kind of like horrifying amalgamation. I don't know.
Maybe
but
that's what I need to do. I need to become an Ava
the mecha.
pilot.
Yeah. So I contacted the like, it's like, yo DJ, hook me up with your animator, because I can't find anybody in America who can like do anything besides like spin a logo, stop for like $90 for 5 seconds. When I was talking to Ars, he's like, you do know that like this is outrageously cheap, you know that? And I was like, what? Oh. So, but we talked about it and we made it economical and humane for both of us. So
I have a question.
Yes.
And you can decline to answer, but I'm very curious. How much did you spend on your debut? You don't have to answer if you're not comfy.
I could probably explain certain things. Let me see. So for the animation, I think it was easily 150. I mean, these were things that I decided I was gonna buy no matter what. So it's like the price, not too much. This won't hurt me. The outfit, my VTuber, out of context, I actually realized this is, I realized this is outrageously cheap. It's like 100 something, 150.
Oh my gosh. That's a steal.
I told you about my artist a little bit, did I?
Yes.
So she drew things so fast. I think we got something in the let me check in the DMs here. Did I send it to you? No, I did not. Let me go ahead and send a picture. Streamer folder. Let's see. Okay, VTuber. Old drafts. First version. So you remember this version very clearly.
Yes.
So she drew that during conversation of me talking about VTubing, and I was just done. And I was like, so that was like within the hour of just like concept and stuff. And like I just got into like understanding about the symbol. There's actually another version. I think it's fine showing now. I mean, there might be some use for it later, but there was a more finalized version of it. So scoop, sneak peek exclusive.
Oh,
that's what it could have looked like.
Comfy chuckle.
Very comfy. That might be an alternative outfit I might go for.
That's
as you notice, the bandages are in a different place.
I do. We got the scores.
It is something I would also wear too. I mean, the hoodie, but I realize a lot of VTubers use hoodies, so I wanted to, break from the mold a bit more. So because my artist works so fast, 150 for everything wasn't so much, but I also gave tips afterwards, and I am eternally indebted to promoting her.
Aww.
I mean, it's not part of a deal, but I owe it to her to promote as much as I can. Which, speaking of which, let's do that.
Throw a social link in there.
DJ
Under Heart? Is that right?
Yeah, DJ Thunderheart.
Her art is incredible.
It is. She works outrageously fast. So, like, everything except for my face is done on one layer.
For real?
That's right. Yeah. No joke.
How?
I
How?
was like, how? Because she doesn't work with layers. So I was like, can you please work with layers? Like, what if we want to make a change? And it's like, well, if you want to just change, just tell me. I was like, well, can we just make it eat? I mean, I understand what your preference here, but I know I'm indecisive. Let's make it easier for you if I want a revision.
Mm-mm.
I was like, no, you just tell me. I was like, oh my god, this woman, she's crazy. She's not working with.
Some people just work differently. Like, I could never. I have a layer for like everything, even if it's like a tiny color, like something minuscule. It's on its own layer, and it's named appropriately. Everything is organized.
So in a sense, yeah. Oh, I mean, she knows like, oh, okay, I should probably work on that. No, but you know, I mean, I'll just do what works for me. It's like, okay. And it's like, you're paying me, so it's all good. I'm like, okay. That said, so when we talked about outfits, and I was like, well, okay, wait. I'm talking about price here. So there's that. The music, I'm not gonna say the price because I believe the musician and the music deserves more than what I paid for.
Wow.
I will say that I paid basically for the rest of his career, which mostly for his stuff, his equipment. It was an incredibly, outrageously, absurdly cheap price for the amount of quality, but
Oh yeah.
it was 4 times more than what I proposed for. So I saw his commission prices. I said, let's double it, and I'll say I'll give you something special. I work on something special for double the price. And then he comes out with a sample. And I was like, this is, oh my god. I understand what I'm about to pay for. How much? And it's like, this much. It's like, that's 4 times. What the hell? I could probably deduce how much it would cost just based on his commission prices. But that said, when I said yes, he's like, oh, thank God, yes. I was worried because I bought like samples for like musicians and stuff, and those aren't cheap. So he, and then since then he's been using the samples that I paid for other music.
Wow. That's
and
awesome.
I was like making Genshin stuff, like music based like classical stuff on like other popular songs.
I was genuinely like, the music from your stream was incredible. It sounds so reminiscent of Madoka. Like, there were parts that sounded like choral and beautiful, and then there's like parts that sound like it literally could just be an anime opening, and I would have no idea. Like,
oh my
all
God,
of
yes.
the music. I really like the music when you're just hanging out in like the bedroom too. It's everything. It's so good.
Thank you. It means a lot. We are still off topic, but I love this topic as well. And I know we're gonna get into more music too. But that said, I think it's easily in terms of assets alone, it's probably around $400 to $500.
Oh wow.
I think not exactly. Okay, I think I also spoiled how much the music costs, but like someone would think it would be $1,000 for it, but I think if you just figure out, you understand why I don't want to say the exact price of what I paid for it. And it's not because it was too much; it was just too little, and he deserves more. Period.
I get you.
And I don't want someone coming to this guy, and giving him like, "Hey, you did this for this much. You should do it for me, for that much." And it's like, no, honestly, whatever price he charges, you pay. You're gonna get something amazing. Period. And I think when I told him I was ready to pay double up front, he was like, "This is by chance. I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna go hard, and I'm gonna get that like special thing I want." I think he was gambling with me, taking his chance. Like, I could have not liked the sample, and I also could have just rejected the price that was proposed, but I didn't. So
It was
I
a
think I
match
really
made
got
in
him the equipment.
heaven.
It was a match. I mean, seriously, when I heard the song, I was like, this is something that has to happen. It needs to happen. And even if the debut or the stream or the channel is garbage, at least the song is going to be a banger.
Yes. It was great. All of it.
Okay. But yeah. But I think the most expensive thing was time. That was expensive.
How long did it take you to, like, put everything together?
About 9 months.
Like, almost a year. That's like, you could have had a baby. You did basically have a baby. The birth of a VTuber.
I birthed myself.
Now that's a
I
fetish.
birthed my soul. It just took 9 months of labor. Metaphorically. Or maybe literally.
We won't think about that too
yeah,
hard.
Let's get weird. But yeah. Let's see. I think also, since we just got into the Magical Boy, let's actually pull up some Magical Boy references here.
Yes.
So this was like the first iteration of the Magical Boy.
Oh, we got a big pair of scissors. We got some kill la kill.
Yeah.
This is so
very
cute.
different, but you can see the elements that carried over.
I think it's interesting that you went from shorts and super big sleeves to short sleeves and super big pants. You kind of went in an opposite direction.
So what was going on here is that I still didn't have an idea what I want, and I was just telling the artist my life story. DJ decided this, and I figured this is just obviously a girl's drawing. It's not something I would wear. The shorts stayed for a little while, but the biggest difference, obviously, is the cross. It was upright.
Yeah.
But I have like down, and I felt like it was just too. I felt like having the cross upright just didn't feel right. It was like, it felt salesman-y, like we were talking about before. It didn't feel genuine. The next thing is that we were talking about weapon. I was telling her that scissors are a very feminine weapon. A lot of female characters have scissors as weapons or as a motif. The bandage, it's like it works with the bandages. It works with the theme of the idea of like harm or something like that. Actually, or pain. Actually, might as well just transform.
Do it, do it. Ah! Oh my god, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
Magical.
So, Magical Boy, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Semi-related, just a small question. Is the little cross X's on your hair, they remind me of Lane. Is that just a coincidence?
Just a coincidence. They're just cute.
They're very cute. I like them.
They're just really just there because like my artist drew them. Well, we'll get there. Right? So here's the next image.
Whoa, you have a BFG?
Not quite. It's an M249.
So this is a specific model.
It's a specific weapon. Yes.
Interesting, the flowers on this one, but also the different earrings. This
So,
feels
yeah.
more edgy.
I was talking to. I was also edgy. I was also more edgy at the time.
Mm.
I was also playing Spec Ops at the time.
Oh.
Oh. You're like,
oh.
oh. But what's it called? We were playing with the colors, and I told my artist, add detail or remove detail that I may not recognize, I might like, just move a few things. And this is what we got, right? More with gold bandages are there, the cross is now upside down, but the cross is gold. I have my sash, or my packet. And then, of course, the earrings. The flowers were a nice addition, but this is where the earrings, what's it called? The hair crosses are in.
Yeah.
We actually there was a lot of work on figuring out how to deal with the hair and ears, because I was originally wanting the hair not in the way of the ears, because remember that oh no, that's a tangent. Let's just move on.
Okay.
So then we get to this one, and this one's pretty much the final version. So when we brought this up, we were debating about the pants and the shorts. Like, it's like, I don't wear shorts, I wear pants. And it's like, but the shorts are cute. I'm like, okay, so we brought my boy A on to look at it, and he's like, I like the pants. I also like your Sonic Adventure vibe. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, that goes fixed.
My eyes are red there. We were like splotting the blood, and funny enough, I actually forgot about the red, the gold stripes on my colds, on my shoulder and my pants, because I thought those just reflections, rather than like drawn like inside the fabric itself. But apparently it was, because I had a lot of work with the model without those stripes. The thing that in the final version that came in without, I think this is now the final version right here, which is pretty much exactly the same. But we're like, we're confirming this. This is what we're confirming. I was like, yes, we're confirming that. And you know, the rest is history.
What made you go away from the red eyes?
Accident. Or also logistics. I have so many different states. So, because not only do I just play two characters, so let me just go through all the different versions, keeping the same expression. So you notice this one, no scar. Then there's Demon with, you know, he also has no scar. And then there is Chuckle with a scar. And now we have a little blood. Then we have more blood.
Oh.
Now, just to maintain, because of how VTube MIDI works, and it doesn't work with layers, it's a massive, bulky file. I don't have enough keys to include turning the eyes on and off. I would have to find like a way through OBS to go ahead and filter my eyes to be red. I wanted the red eyes, I wanted red eyes, and I also wanted gold eyes. But
Ooh.
I think that already added enough complexity as it is. I think that's something we can implement later, but for simplicity, we're just not running red eyes. And I wanted to use red eyes as a sort of as a signal as to who's in control. But that would be something for later. By the way, should I step back to like actually show just like how much blood we got?
Sure.
Okay.
Give us a little.
Let me go over here. Let me just stand on the table. There we go. Let me just float up here. Let me just a little bit down. Okay, you know, whatever. So this is actually quite a lot of blood on my pants. And then the part that's actually more bloody on my clothes is not really a whole lot different. Most of the blood's on my upper body. So really, we, you know, I mean, I don't know. There we go. Just see for yourself.
But you done got messed up, bro.
I was really messing with the spaghetti. Anyway.
The shading on the clothes is extremely good.
DJ would love to hear that.
It looks amazing.
All right, let's get back down.
Genuinely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That said, I have also thought about different weapons, like a knife that was like the healing knife. It would be like a juxtaposition about helping. It was like this, like the knife wants to kill, but all it does is heals the victims, and the gun wants to help people, but all it does it kills. So the gun would be like, these bullets do not create, they only destroy. And at the time I was like, I had a Fumo on stream. I'm not sure if it's gonna come back, but that's it though. N249. Why the N249? Because my artist likes guns, and she's like, because the N249 is cool. And it is a cool gun. It's also a really unusually symbolic gun, at least for the role. I mean, different guns have different archetypes, or I guess spirit about them. Like the AK would be like the rebel. It's either like an oppressor or a freedom fighter. Let's see. The Glock is like the everyday man weapon. The M1911 is the old classic superhero, or like a classic like military hero. Thompson machine gun would be like war veteran, finds new life in the gangs. Something like that. So the N249 is a support weapon. Sitting back on the lines, laying down cover. So it's kind of like a protector weapon. Oddly enough, actually, there is another piece of art that's not related to any of this, but we're never gonna use it. But I can show it to you.
Joe, show.
It's in give me a second. Commission samples. Let me see here. Why can't I find it? Well, give me like 2 minutes.
Okay. 2 minutes.
Maybe bring up something with chat. I've been dominating the conversation as expected.
That's okay. Let's see. What has everyone got to say in this? G-Pool says you mentioned tokusatsu. Also G-Pool is a Sentai epic retro streamer.
Oh, here we go. So, let's see. I'm not gonna name the artist because let's see. This is a favor. And he's been like getting like bugged by people like, hey, can you do something for me for free?
Ow.
So, which is why I'm not going to say the name of the artist. But anyway, so this is some stuff that I might have later on the stream to be sort of a primer or a signifier for later on.
Whoa.
We got this adorable, really like cool looking like little my man right there. There's been quite a little bit of a communication thing, but he also suggested that the other weapon I have instead of the M249 would be the AA-12, which is an automatic shotgun. And I think it's deliciously aggressive.
I love this. This feels so, like, what's the word for it? Animated. There's a lot of, this is just
There's
a really...
also a reason, yeah, there's a reason why I like this guy, because he's like, he knows how to do action very well. He's very talented. Well, anyway, I can't talk much about him. For the reasons I stated. But he's a good friend. Anyway, well,
good art.
I'll probably get back to that, once things roll out nicely. It has been making quite a bit of progress, but anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh gosh, have we used all this time?
I know, it's already been 3 hours. It's insane.
Holy shit.
Actually,
okay.
Wait, I have to use the bathroom really quick. This might be a good...
too.
Okay, we'll go into a quick BRB.
Yeah. You want to go first?
Sure, I will do that.
Yes, then I will wait. We're in character right now. We're not going to the same bathroom. Wait. Oh, wait, I should stay here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Because who's gonna be with chat?
You can talk to chat, and then I'll talk to chat when you go.
Yay!
It's like girls taking turns in the bathroom. My turn. Sorry, that's weird. Okay, I'm leaving now. Have fun.
I realize there's a small glitch in my face. I thought I fixed that. Damn it. Anyway, how are you doing, chat? How are you doing this? How are you enjoying this? I feel like I'm talking too much, but I always worry about that. I know it's not my. I know this is a interview, but at the same time, it's her channel. We really gotta get into the debut itself. There's I want to get into spoilers. I want to get into the real interesting, the little details. Oh man, I don't already talked so much with. Oh, you enjoying it? Nice, excellent, awesome. I guess if you have any questions, I can shoot. I'll try to keep them short. My answer short, that is. KSP. Kerbal Space Program. Ah, you stayed for the interview, but came for the standout shot, reverse shot setup? Huh? Oh, yes. Yes, I know. I'm a little bit self-critical. I'm like, oh no, I screwed up again. Oh no.
Whoa.
I'm a little too tough on myself.
You are.
Huh? Yes, I am. I am very tough. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Fine. You're doing great, Sweaty. Are you guys enjoying the podcast? What do you think? Are you liking the... Oh, the logo is amazing. Thank you. I did the art myself. And it's a sticker. Oh shit, wait, my website's not up right now. I was gonna say, you can buy that sticker on my website. But my website is under construction at the moment, so you can't. But if it were up, you could. I think I have a picture of the sticker, actually. Oh, here it is.
Oh, okay.
And you can get a Clo-Jack sticker and Sigma Brain pills. I designed this. Oh, and there's a button too. I wonder, is this the command? Oh yeah. What? Streamlabs? Where's Cloverbot? That's the epic stuff you can get. You guys have any questions for Demonchuckle, by the way? If you guys have, oh yeah, if you guys have any questions about like anything, feel free to just, you know, say them. Like if you have questions about the lore or the debut or anything, you should bring them up. Because
no, we don't have enough time.
You scared the piss out. Well, not really. You didn't scare the piss out of me because I just pissed, but you.
I scared the rest of it out.
The metaphorical piss.
Yeah. What if I get a superpower? What would it be? I don't know. I feel like the magical powers I got are just kind of incidental. I think being able to predict other people accurately, or even more, even better. Anything I code, I can press compile without any errors perfectly on the first try.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I know exactly what to code and how to code it perfectly. So my intentions of coding come out exactly the way I want first try. That would be perfect. That would be my superpower.
You know, I can think of one other person on the planet who also wants that. Have you seen Yandev's coding?
I don't want to think about that.
That's a nightmare.
That is an embarrassment to anybody who's gone through like coding, like coding class for beginners. Like seriously, like using if statements and only if statements instead of using a switch because you just don't feel like it. That's a mistake.
You mean, God, I wish there was an easier way to do this.
Oh God. Oh God. No. 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 Oh fuck. Oh my God. Oh God, it hurts. It hurts.
Isn't there so like
yes.
I think
yes,
there's
a much easier way. In fact, it's easier to type and it's easier to oh God, this is depressing. Oh God, it's not just easier, it's also faster. Like software wise. Like the way that the software would read. I was literally just saying a switch using else if statements. This is an abomination. I mean, like, this is the kind of shit I would expect from memes, but this is for real.
Yeah, it is. Like, it feels like a shit post.
It should be a shit post. It should never exist, but it does.
I heard
and the
that
world
there's
is a little worse for it.
I heard that there's like this item or like background prop in Yandere Sim that's like a poster, and it has like a ridiculous amount of polygons for no reason. Like it's literally just like a flat poster. It doesn't move, it doesn't have physics or anything, and it has like hundreds of thousands of polygons for no reason. Like it's like one of the biggest like things in the whole
It's in
game.
fucking 4K or 20K or something.
Yeah, like it has no reason to not just be a flat texture.
Dear
But
God.
yeah.
No. Okay. This is actually giving me a headache. Oh God. It's just so bad. It's that bad. It's that bad. It's that bad. Clover. Okay. When you look at that, it doesn't hurt you the way it hurts me. Because I know how bad it is. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, it's sad. You know what? You just that post this guy just takes a little bit of hope away from me. just that. This is, you have no idea how bad that is.
I wonder if
and if he's saying that unironically, that just makes me even more sad about the state.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just.
I think it is
Can we, like,
unironic.
move on?
Yeah, no,
let's move on.
Let's move on. I don't want to talk about Yondev.
This is like on the level of like okay. People are dying in Ukraine. There's not much I can do. Yandere Dev doesn't know how to code. There's nothing I can do. Let's move on.
Moving on. Let's forget that Yondev exists.
That's how bleak it feels to me. That's how awful it feels. That's how hopeless and helpless and distant and disconnected I feel with the with that Twitter post. It's that bad. Okay. All right. Let's Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not gonna get fixated.
We're good. Let me actually take a quick look at these questions I had. I feel like
How are you feeling, by the way? Because I'm feeling great, and I'm feeling anxious to like talk about debut stuff. I feel like I'm taking these tangents are fun.
I like them. I think it's
I just be too embarrassed if I ask if we did it again. Wait. Part 2.
Part 2?
Okay,
I feel like you're this is like a rite of passage. You are 100% going to become a regular guest. Honestly.
Really? Really? I don't know. Like I'm not crying in real life, but I feel it in my heart.
What the hell?
It's so much fun, Clover.
I know, this is so fun.
This is so much fun.
Bro, everyone in the chat's talking about Sonichu right now. I'm just going to ignore that so we can have our wholesome moment.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I mean, maybe Sonichu wasn't so bad because we snap out of that, I could probably get fixated on the emotions. but yeah, that'd be so cool. Okay. Let's move on.
Move on.
Yes, move on.
Okay. Oh yeah, this was a question I wanted to ask. I think you mentioned it slightly with the audio, but was there any sort of like bigger thing during your debut that happened that you were like, oh shit, that's not working? Like did anything behind the scenes go wrong or go like not how you thought it was gonna go?
Yes.
Or
so first thing is, I wasn't supposed to die.
Oh.
I mean, except for the obvious one at the end. Spoiler. But yeah, I died at the end. But all the times before that, like last scene, was not supposed to die. So we can actually get into those specific ones, but moving on though, then there's I had a particular scene that I practiced over and over again to go ahead and show Easter eggs that kind of like peeled away at the truth of the game itself, not just I mean, metaphorically the stream, but also like the game. So, and I just like barely kept it. Then let me see what else. Me just getting tired and getting stressed and talking about like getting up. There are things that happened on stream that I did not expect to happen in game because I just never happened in rehearsal. So let's actually let me get to those scenes. But I mean, we can dive into that, but before we do, let's get into the next question.
Let's see.
I think that answers your question. The answer is yes, and I pointed them out, and we can go to those scenes specifically, but I think that will take more time.
Look through some of my questions.
And I think when we're done answering those questions, then we can move on into the debut itself. Again.
As? Already answered. Oh, okay. Here's the other question this was the last question I wrote down about the debut. Was there, and this I guess could kind of tie into the last question, but not exactly. Was there anything you wish that you would have done differently, whether it's planned or unplanned?
Just one, and that was me temporarily muting during a pivotal moment. Because yeah. Although, I mean, it's not so bad because no one really noticed it, but it's just that when I go back, I notice it. I was like, oh. But, you know, it wasn't that part that was the most important. It was a whole lot of other things. It just kind of just makes it a little bit harder to rewatch, which is also why I want to go back and put it on YouTube, but make a slight edit. I just feel like, you know, kind of re-editing just for my own kind of feels taking the authenticity out of it, but in a sense I shouldn't really view it that way. I should view it as a restoration, really. Oh, come on, Koala. I mean, it's done, it's in the past. Although, I mean, we might get into detail about it, but it's in the past, right? No harm. Well, okay, maybe a little bit of harm, but it's no harm, no hard feelings.
We love you, Koala.
We love you.
I don't know the context here, but
we might get into that.
# right. Koala did nothing wrong.
He was only doing his best with good intentions and was doing a good job. Okay, well, anyway. But yeah, that was like the only thing. Oh wait, actually, there was the part where I tried to point out a Easter egg, and I actually forgot because I was like, you know, I was just stressed, you know, and just kind of slipped in my mind, even though I practiced it over and over again.
I feel like things like that, I've had moments like that too, where like I'll practice something over and over and then I will just completely forget it, or like with it, or
but yeah. So I think, was that it?
Those were all the questions I'd written down.
All right, let's go.
Does anybody have any questions about lore or the debut at all? I think I might have asked.
They will have more questions as we go along.
True. Let's take a look back at the video.
I will say that scene, I practiced it multiple times. I'm just like, oh look, I'm a magical boy. Wee, and I'm excited. Right? And I was like, because how do you pretend excitement? That excitement I was having right there is genuine. I was absolutely losing it. Out of all the times I practiced that scene, I think that one felt real. It was like I wasn't just in the character. It was like, this is it. My Like that was my first mind blow. Which, by the way, speaking of mind blowing, uh, you got your mind blown when I pulled down the screen.
Yes.
This must be the number 2,
Yes.
right? This is your second mind blow.
The transformation and this whole scene here, I was like, holy shit! Like,
You were pogging out.
I wasn't expecting, like, and I don't mean this in like a mean way. I mean, this is just based on my past experiences with other VTubers. I did not expect the quality level to be where it was. I thought that I don't know what I thought, but everything was so put together. Like, you could tell that how much time you put into it, how much time the artist put into it. Like, the quality of everything alone, I was just like, how?
I had a very specific vision. It kind of helps when you bring a vision to an artist and you try to be specific about it, or at least the functionality of it. I mean, there are, like, the background itself here. It's like, I want your art to do this. Give me space. It's a tool. We can work with it. Okay? It's not an art. It's not just a picture. It's not just a background. It's a tool. You need to give me a tool. And I've mentioned before, and I can't show it here, but every single item in this, like, scene is actually a separate layer, not just in the PSD, but on my OBS. So you might find a stream where the chair's floating for no apparent reason. Because I decided to. I'm just kind of rolling out the shenanigans one bit at a time. The transformation is like, okay, man, I wanted you to do it like this, but, you know, in a way that doesn't break my bank or your back. And then we try to make whatever we can left over the best we can. For, you know, it's a compromise. It's it's communicating between me and the artist, and the art itself speaks back. Sometimes, like the pants, I didn't want the poofy pants. I didn't want the poofy at all, as you can see in my different iterations. But she left in the poofy pants. I said to DJ, okay, in the end, I want you to leave a little touch without my permission that feels right. And she, or maybe I didn't tell her that and she just did it anyway.
Hell yeah.
But the little frills on the pants, I wasn't expecting that. I was like, and then it grew on me. It's like, yeah, that feels right.
I love the poofy pants.
It's a three-way conversation. It's interesting, and that's how I approach art, or at least production. Let me see here. But moving on, though, so like nobody was expecting that. That was like the biggest secret I had for the longest time. And having like the first outfit is a ruse. It's like, okay, it's a secret, everybody. Okay, this is my outfit. This is the outfit.
I'm so sorry. I think someone just knocked on my door.
Oh, I guess it's your turn.
I will be right back. I'm so sorry. I just realized I muted the wrong thing.
Oh, welcome back.
Hi.
I killed somebody.
What? You what? I'm sorry.
No, we're just right. We're not in character, okay? That was the deal.
Excellent. So,
what were we talking about?
we were talking about
Oh, yeah.
the poofy pants.
Poofy pants. Oh yeah, it was about the art, and yeah, you were getting excited. Okay, so I think, yeah, I want to know if people really got like blown. It's like I just to be a fly on the wall to see everyone's reaction going, yo, he like legit magical boy transformation. Like, were you screaming? Scream?
Not screaming out loud, but I audibly gasped.
Could you, for the sake of like sating like my curiosity, I don't know, could you reenact your reaction?
Maybe it was a lot of like, I think the moments up to the transformation, I was like, no way. And then when you were doing it, I was literally like, oh, like just like gross mouth like sounds, and it was a lot of like little giggles, like like shit like that. Stuff like that.
Thank you. I really, I mean, I think that's the only thing that kind of sucks being a VTuber or at least streamer, is that I'm not in front of a live audience, so I can't get like their feelings right away, or like as raw as it can be. Like if they're just shocked, they may not type anything. Then there's like the other viewer, if they're shocked, they're like, get the keyboard right now.
Literally smashing the keyboard.
Not everyone's like that though. So that's it though. I might say something that might take away a little bit of the magic, if you're okay.
Yeah.
I had some plants to help seed the granted train. Because I figured, you know, not everyone's gonna know exactly what to say, which is also why when we were working on, well, like you asked me about fan art,
yeah,
I was like, I can't give you, because like, how do I didn't want to tell you I was gonna become a magical boy, and I was really trying my best not to tell you. I mean, did you figure, based on the context, or had some vague idea?
I think
I showed you the outfit.
You did.
But you didn't know what it was.
I had a vague idea, but I almost didn't want to spoil it for myself, so I didn't ask. I was like, if I ask, I feel like he'll give me the real answer. Because
I was like, Clover would like this too much. And also, it's like, I was like, you'd like it too much. It's so good. It's so good.
Awesome.
Man. But yeah, so that's like the big thing. And I had this vision in my head that I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna blow everyone away. And I did. And then it's like, I blew my own mind. I was like, I can't believe I actually did it. Holy crap. Like, that was already crazy enough. So let's move on.
Let's see. Let me scroll in a bit here. So this is when you got into the gameplay.
Yes. I have an idea for like a TikTok clip that like I would show this scene and then I would like show it again when we revisit it later on. Because, you know, just a little bit of character development.
You have a TikTok?
Yes, but I haven't posted anything.
Oh.
But I plan to. But
Hell yeah.
okay, wait. So pull back to like near the beginning of the game. So I'm gonna point. Actually, maybe pull. Can you drop a link to the stream? That way I can like go to where you are, and then like I'll be.
Yeah. There you go.
I can give you exact timestamps, and then we'll just drop it in chat so people can follow along with us.
Okay. Oh yeah. Wait. Also, just a heads up. I think we're probably gonna try and wrap it up in like 30-ish minutes.
Gotcha. Understandable. And then we might have to continue this later. I mean, you don't seem against it.
I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe next week. I don't. Okay. We'll okay. Whatever. We'll talk about that later. So let me see here. Okay. So I'm gonna go and drop this timestamp right here in the chat. Right here. So right there, you know those soldiers that pop up and like surround us? You know the soldiers that surround us?
Yes.
Okay. They're actually in this scene already. Do you see them? They're right. They were just there.
Up on that car?
Yeah. I specifically angled the camera to show them, but not to draw attention to them, but to put them in view. That's one of the things I rehearsed. So those guys that ambush you, they're dead.
What?
It's a hallucination.
Oh?
Yes. There's also like a big grand story to Spec Ops. It's a huge spoiler video, but it talks about how they handle transitions. So every fade to black transition is just a normal transition. Every fade to white transition typically is associated to hallucination.
That is so cool.
So when that fade to white transition happens, keep note. And I think I'll save more details for later. Well, let's move on. Right. So the scenes are very well orchestrated, very Call of Duty. They're very predictable. They're very and I wanted to follow the theme of using this game as a metaphor for my stream, in that things are as expected, but there's a twist, a dark twist. And most people come into this game expecting, oh, this is basically a Call of Duty clone. And it promotes itself as a Call of Duty clone most of the time. And then it kind of just descends. The promotion for it is much darker. And I remember playing the demo for it, and I was like, this is basically just Call of Duty, but Gears of War Call of Duty. But I'm interested in story. I wonder what's going on. Let's see where you are there. Oh, yes. I was really debating on whether shooting that guy. Because if you shoot that guy, and I was like, why'd you shoot him? It's like, it just happened. Why did you shoot him? It happened. We're moving on.
Did you rehearse like who you were going to shoot, or like did you?
Not everyone, but some of the stuff I did on my first playthrough, and I just kept it. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of experimentation, and I wanted to pick things that had pick choices that were more narratively focused. And a lot more focused to my character. But then again, of course, the character is me, so it really isn't too much of a compromise. Where are you on the thing?
I'm at 2 hours 34 minutes.
Okay, so that's when things start getting a bit dark. Starts getting a little twisted. I mean, what were you? I mean, you listened to music. I remember that the music. What do you think about how the views look in the game? Like, when did you start feeling like the consoles were getting heavy and hard and dark? Because
Mm,
honestly, I started this game fully spoiled, completely spoiled. It was actually a spoiler
oh.
video that got me into it. So I don't actually have the same experience. However, playing the game, going through it, doesn't feel the same way as watching it.
Hmm.
However, you watching it through my scene and me bringing you along and how engaged you say you were, it's probably not, your experience is probably not me very too far away from actually playing the game itself. I'm very certain that it was a big surprise for many people who've never played the game before.
I would say I was definitely surprised. Like,
So,
go ahead.
when did you start being surprised?
I think I started to get surprised. I don't know. I feel like the whole thing was kind of shocking to me, but that's just because I don't play a lot of shooter games. And I guess I just didn't expect the level of violence, but I don't know if that's just like I said, like I don't know if that's just because I don't play a lot of shooter games, so I'm not really familiar
Spec
with
the
like
Line is unique. It's more graphic than military shooters by a large margin. The kind of imagery that you see in this game is not something that you'd see in Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty, or maybe its derivatives like Infinite Warfare or Future Warfare or Advanced Warfare, blah blah blah, may have like just touched slightly, just a touch on the topics, and they just leave it. So it's like what like that infamous scene of like No Russia, and then you go into the airport and you gun civilians. The ramifications of that scene are just touched, and they're really just there for shock value. They don't really dive into it, because they think, that they're already crossed the line. The only reason they cross the line is because they're a big title, so they get a lot of attention. Spec Ops went under the rug, or is hidden, because it's not a big title made by a smaller studio. And its marketing is kind of like following the coattails of a bigger title. So no matter how edgy Spec Ops: The Line could ever get, it'll never have the kind of like notoriety or infamy as that one specific really actually shallow scene of like gunning down civilians. Because like, what does it say? What does Call of Duty say about shooting on civilians? It's like, oh, I guess bad shit happens, but Spec Ops: The Line actually has something to say about killing civilians, which is anybody can do it, even heroes. Call of Duty says only villains do it, and the only time you do ever do it is if you're pretending to be a villain. That's not really, that's not even interesting. That's just like when you like black hats wear black and they do like black hat things. Spec Ops: The Line says you wear a white hat, you just didn't know you were actually a black hat the whole time. And the real black hat is actually in your heart. You were always capable of doing this. You just needed the context of heroism to do these atrocities. But that said, though, I mean, they paint scenes in a very surreal way, kind of like a what's it called, like National Geographic kind of like war story kind of like pictures. It's like some of the scenes and some of the imagery are just like orchestrated and tailor-made to provoke like flashbacks. Like, I'm just like looking at some of the scene with like all the pictures of the families right there,
Yeah.
in front of me, and it's like that's specifically there after you like shoot Americans who are shooting back at you for only suspecting that you are undercover. And it's like it's just there to like unsettle you.
Well, it worked.
Yeah. Call of Duty can't do that. They're appealing to a mass market. So they don't, so they pick a safe enemy. Like Russia. Nothing really crossing the bounds. Like it's like I don't know, rogue state dystopia, like rogue state utopia or something like that. You know, it's just kind of like a stand-in versus like any one nation. The odd thing about Spec Ops: The Line is that the bad guy is literally Americans. Who are you fighting? You're an American. You're fighting American, but why? And it's like the reason is really sad and convoluted. But it's not because of politics. It's because of something much more primal. Survival. Fear. People do things when they're like there's this idea that if people are put under great pressure and stress, great things will come out of them. That can be true, but there's also, it really depends on the climate. The worst of people can also come out. But also the game is well like soaked in cynicism. There's hope in the world. People will do good things, but this game really fundamentally questions the idea of what is a hero, or if the idea of heroism should be even a concept that we should value and appreciate. Because I mean, it literally just says, do you feel like a hero yet? Like, you're gonna go to war? You want to be a hero? Like, if you're dead, yeah, now you're a hero. And if you're alive, well, everything you did was in the name of heroism. Because we needed to be. You needed to be. Because if it wasn't framed in any other way, you'd have to hear the truth. But it's very, very cynical. Very cynical. It's really, honestly, it was the state of my mind and how, like, as awful as Spec Ops: The Lines is, it felt like home. Like, this was the world I inhabit. This is the truth. This, it just feels like, yeah, this feels right. This feels like the way the world is. Awful, cynical, nihilistic. But that's why the debut is so special to me. I was able to let those demons out. I mean, no pun intended. But then again, maybe subconsciously it was intended, because, I mean, I've already told you about my thought process. Associations and symbolisms and ideas, they all come together, and I'd like try to go back to the root of certain ideas and then circle them around, make it like a feedback loop between inspiration and ideas. That said, so yeah, that's why you're probably shocked, is because from the beginning it sets itself in a provoking way. It's easily the best military shooter single player game there is.
Something that stood out to me a lot was the music choice. Anytime you'd go into like a big battle, they'd play like some fucking rock and roll or like epic movie music, and I was watching, I was like, this feels so wrong. This
Exactly.
is so like gross. It made me feel icky.
It's perverse. Like, in the exact definition, not like in the like, it's not like sussy perverse. It is like the definition of perverse. Of like like twisting and contorting an idea. They specifically choose that music because they want you to know that you are fighting Americans, because this is the music that they will play using, like, you know how soldiers are. They'll play music that they like in the middle of combat, because they're, that's their war, that's their like war drums, rock and roll, right?
Yes.
So when you're in the big fight, they're like, yeah, we're in a big fight, let's go, rock and roll, play the war drums, turn up those speakers, it's time to fight, be brave. The thing is, though, is that you both share the same song, and that's why it's so awful. I mean, like, if it was Japanese, they'll probably play I don't know, anime music that fits right. I don't know, whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you more comfortable. Settle in a life or death battle.
Definitely.
It's very cynical. Yeah, it's very cynical. Like, Spec House puts you in an awful place. That said, yes. And I like how it like has this subversion of like, hey, we're gonna have a great time. Starts like a great time. Then it's a bad time. It goes genocide route.
If this were Undertale, it would be the genocide route.
Easily. That's it though. I mean, there were options of peaceful choices, but it's a small studio. You don't have the budget to go ahead and do a full playthrough of that.
Yeah.
And they realized that some of the choices are rigged, but they need to be, because the main story, the main point would have been lost. The nice thing is that if you come in the game like just mindlessly shooting through everything, it's kind of hoping, it's kind of betting that you're just like I don't know, no-braining it. And then it's like, you weren't being critical about your actions. You were just playing the game and trying to speedrun it. And by the way, you're an awful person. Let's move on.
Okay. What a note. Let's see.
I had to like jump like really fast on these things, because we can dwell on these topics for a long time.
Oh yeah.
This is a beautiful scene. So right here, you notice how I bring focus to perhaps a particular banner. Let's give it a moment. So 8 Sun is over here. I'm taking my time. I'm enjoying the view. Oh, wait a second. There we go. See that banner?
Yeah, what is that?
So, also, at the beginning, let me see. Let me try to go and pull up the scene. It was like way in the beginning. Let me see here. Where like the first time I say that chat. Also, I specifically chose like to personify. That was a little bit of what's it called? Improvising of me projecting chat onto one specific soldier. Onto Lugo. It's like, oh yeah, it's like chat, that's you? Yeah, wise cracking like jerk ass. Yeah, that's you, chat. That's you making jokes.
Damn.
So because he was the most likely character to make jokes, so also he is the character that dies in the end, which also works well. So you see the banner, you see the logo, the truck in the picture. I sent in the link.
Oh.
I love you, chat. You're my jerks. I feel like there's a slutty joke in there. Anyway.
Around here.
Yeah, you see that? You don't need to play it. You see that picture?
Up here?
Wait, am I looking down the side? Let's see. Did I give you the right? I did not give you the right link. Hold on. There we go. Hold up. Sending another one. There we go. Take the timestamp. There we go. Loading. See that face?
Oh, right
Same
here?
face.
Wait, really?
That's the same face.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's continue. Let's see here. Moving along with you.
This is when you start to get bloody.
Oh yeah. So what was your thought when I fell down and started using the glitch effect? Which you should probably show chat. So yeah, that's when, like, when you play Spec Ops, you don't go up in levels, you descend into levels. Kind of interesting how that is. It's a metaphor.
I'm trying to see if I can find the timestamp.
I'm getting pretty close.
Around here.
Okay, I think I got it. Oh, that was a great scene. That was like
pretty.
Okay, you might think me bringing attention to that was orchestrated. Out of like the 20 plus times I played this game, I have never noticed that.
It's gorgeous.
Which is why I was completely stuck, and like that's why I was completely awed. I was like, I keep finding things in this game that just blow my mind. It's like, this is beautiful and haunting.
Honestly, though.
Yeah. So we had a great conversation there. I couldn't. So let's move along. Let's move along just a little bit more. Like just, no, not like that. Like tap. Like mouse. No. Like arrow key.
Oh.
There you go. A little more. Like I was just like thinking like, okay, there we go. So I'm like, oh god, I'm falling. Oh shit.
This was so cool. This was another mind blown moment.
I think that was the first time I showed that like filter.
I think so.
So it's like we're getting deeper. We're getting deep in immersion. It's like, oh god.
The glitch effects are so cool.
Yeah, I showed you how they work too. And it's I'm so glad I got them to work exactly what I wanted. I needed that level of control with my dials and faders.
Mm.
And then it's like, okay, I'm back. So what was your thought when you started seeing the blood on me?
Well, at first I was almost confused because I was like, that wasn't there a second ago, was it? No, it wasn't. And then as I was watching, I was like, this is what makes this so different and unique.
Like you like this, you are in for something.
Yes.
You are in for something. Something's up. And it's like, wait a second. He just puts a little bit of blood. You know, if he wanted to put more blood, he could, couldn't he?
That's literally what I thought. I was like, there's room for more blood. This feels very, like strategically placed.
There is a lot of white still on him.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific reason why he picked white? It's like that villain guy from Baccano, where like he specifically wears a white suit just so he like gets blood on it.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen that show.
Well, anyway, well, I promise you it wasn't that psychopathic, but I was like, this part was like a level or a part, even though I played it on its absolute easiest, was a scene that I was afraid of because I could die, because that was like that's like one of the hard scenes in the game.
Hmm.
But you see, like the character starts changing in my document. It's like I need to start like acting like I'm in the game, like I have stakes. Like the threats that happen in game are more real. I need to take that in. We can move along.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, go back.
Right about there.
Nope, further.
Further back?
Yep. Further.
Here?
Let me try to find the exact spot so that way I help you out.
Verbiage.
Wow,
I wish I had a discount code.
Oh, okay. I found it. Let me drop it in.
Link it, link it.
There we go. So, you might have noticed something in this video.
You're running. You're yelling. The intensity. It's a very impressive looking game.
I died.
There it is.
I wasn't expecting that. That was not planned. So, I was getting distracted, looking at the stream, looking at the game, looking at my character, trying to like being character, and I died. I was actually upset.
Really?
I was genuinely upset. I was actually genuinely shocked. Because I went through that multiple times and I got distracted and nervous. And I was trying to follow chat or stuff. And try to cheat. Like I was getting greedy. I want to see people's reaction. And I died because I got caught in the corner. So every time I said fuck was because I was looking at the screen and I looked back on this at the game and I realized that I got caught in something. I'm like so my frustration got further and I was thinking like, oh my god, how am I gonna like justify this? Like, and I was like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Like what happened? Like I couldn't believe. So I was genuinely shocked. I was like what happened? What happened? And I was asking myself that out in real life. Like I've been playing this game. I've only died on like legendary skill, and I was like, what happened? I'm like, roll with it. Oh my god, what happened? And then when I got through to the other side and we're like in the background, I was like, how am I gonna like? I can't pass this off. I need to dive into it. I'm like, that hurt. That hurt. Now, I actually got hurt in real life. It's my pride. That's what got hurt.
Oh.
My pride got hurt. I was like, oh no. I'm humiliated. I'm like, that hurt. That really hurt. What the fuck?
Honestly, I thought it was like part of the thing. Like I thought that was intentional.
Good. Because like I was like, chat was having a rowdy good time. We were all having a good time, you know, being memey and stuff. But I was like dying there and being upset, and then like rolling with like the anxiety and the fear and like, wow, this is getting too real. I actually felt pain. Was like a great transition of the tone because we were getting close to like the big scene.
I agree.
So
that's why I thought it was intentional, honestly.
Yeah, me going like that's me being like legitimately, honestly, like really upset. But we rolled with it very nicely.
I agree.
Moving forward.
Let
me go and give you another shot.
We've got about 5 minutes. How do you want to wrap up? I don't want to start a cool topic and then have to like cut you off.
Okay.
How could we wrap up?
Well, I think from this point, if you don't know the game, and you haven't seen the debut, we pretty much covered everything that wasn't exactly a spoiler in the game. We didn't get to the very notorious, infamous scene in Spec Ops, which should be best started at like I'll drop it in because it was literally like right while I was clipboarding, right on. So right here, at the 3-hour 24-second mark, is right when the game starts getting really, really dark, like obscenely dark. And then, well, that's the rest of the stream. So in a sense, for anyone who who is sold or is, thinking maybe I should check this debut out, maybe I should watch it, what's going on, this is pretty much your chance before the next time me and Clover talk and actually spill the guts about literally everything.
I would agree. I think also just we covered what we need to / what we could about like your actual lore without spoiling kind of the ending of the stream.
You could say that this is the question arc, and then the next stream is going to be the answer arc.
There you go.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any like last questions for Demonchuckle before we sign off? Do you guys have anything or even comments? Do you guys have any comments you want to make at all?
I think we had a great time, I will say. I mean, honestly, I'm just really... I'm sad that we had to end, but I'm glad that it happened, and as you said it yourself, and I still kind of find it hard to believe, we're gonna do it again.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I don't know why I'm feeling emotional about this.
It was fun.
It was fun.
GW says favorite soup?
Gazpacho. That's my favorite soup.
You say gazpacho and I think of Chowder. The show?
It's a cold soup. It's like a popper meal. It's like pureed cucumbers, tomato, and that's kind of just it. But you can also add other vegetables to it, and a big like glop of vegetable juice.
Oh.
And then, but the key thing is one good like tablespoon of balsamic vinegar.
Oh, interesting.
And it makes an otherwise boring meal amazing. Add salt and pepper, lemon. Oh my god. I had that for like 6 months because it was like the cheapest, healthiest thing I can have. But it was amazing. And it's like I customized it little bit by bit to like the perfect soup. I also don't regret. I actually miss it, even though I had it like every day for like 2 weeks, and then the next month I had like every day for 2 weeks, because I would make a huge batch of it, like a industrial side, like a kitchen.
Oh, wow.
Like those big ass containers, and I would just fill the whole thing up with gazpacho. And I would have it with eggs. I would have it with bread, rice. I'll have it with meat. It was just like a side of gazpacho with everything.
Wow.
And you could drink it.
I should try it. I've never had it.
You know, I actually thought about trying to do. I thought about doing a cooking stream. Yeah, with gazpacho, and like, and not like with like real hands with a webcam, but like it's so fucking simple, so stupid simple that I could probably just use PNGs.
That would be hilarious. I don't even know what you would call that, because it's not a fake cooking stream.
It's an actual ingredient, actual cooking recipe. I mean, it was so simple. Like, I saw it on TV, and just like the host was like, "You can go ahead and make a delicious gazpacho yourself." I'm like, "Okay, show me." And it's like, she makes it, and I was like, "Yo, what? Why is this on even TV? This is so easy. How come I never seen this?" No wonder. This is like her thing was like affordable home cooking. And I was like, by God, this is perfect.
That's incredible. I love that.
And I made it. It was so easy. I lost my recipe, my original recipe.
No.
but it's not really too hard to get back to. It's just I was at my grandma's place when I was making it, and I could not. I don't have the same like equipment anymore. Sad. All right, well that's a long. I could have just said it's gazpacho and just been over with.
We'd like a good background context.
Yeah. It.
Well, any last thoughts, Chuckle? Is there anything you want to say to the lovely viewers?
Oh. I was gonna like. I feel self-conscious about me talking so much, but I think, thinking about it a little bit, the reason I'm feeling emotional is that I've never been on a talk show ever, and I didn't realize I never, to be a guest on a talk show and have as much fun as I'm having and people listening to me. I mean, I'm not just a guy just streaming, just talking. I'm like being showcased here. This is hitting me in a really different way than just streaming. It's beautiful. Thank you, Clover. Thank you, chat, for having me here. This was far more fun than I even imagined. We get to do it again. What? Gonna do it again. What? I can have fun. This is so much fun. Wait a second. We can go for round 2? All right. Okay. All right.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you had fun. I had a lot of fun too. It's been, literally, it's been 8 months since I've done the first episode of this podcast, so I'm planning on doing at least like one a month. So, yeah. I'll have to make it a more regular thing, I think.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and we'll do a very short chat after this. So I'll leave it up to you because at this point I don't know how to say goodbye.
I'll wrap it up. I'll take over. Everybody, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun. And I appreciate everybody hanging out with us, just watching, lurking, chatting, asking questions. All very, very fun. And I appreciate you guys being here. And thank you for being patient with me while I was on a unintentional hiatus. So I'm happy to be back. Yeah, everybody, stay safe, make good decisions, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Johnny! Say it, say it!
Bye.
There you go.